usually don't work very late, so...
Cool.
I'd so be down for D&D. It's been a minute. Just try and get David Linder in on that shit, because I know he's been fucking itching to play too.
Yep. Well, I'm running a campaign right now, which is the first one I've ever ran.
It's. I mean, if I had any advice for DMing,
it's a fucking job, man.
It literally is.
The amount of
people don't actually consider how much work a DM
I
has to put
I want
forth.
to talk about this on the show.
Absolutely.
So let's not get fucking too deep into it. But I've been looking forward to you being back on the show for a long time, because I want to fucking talk D&D with somebody besides the people that I play with, and I can't do it with him because
he doesn't play D&D.
He's useless in general. So.
Of course.
I might fucking kick it on the casting couch with you if you don't care.
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Fuck yeah, I'm casting couching.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I already got everything ready to go, so.
Are you sure my mic is gonna record sound?
It is right now.
Do we have to listen to an obnoxious fucking hour-long bumper?
I haven't listened to it, but it doesn't look like it's that long.
Okay.
It's...
Yeah, I'm fucking kicking it on the couch.
We are the couch people.
Yeah, okay, you got it.
Couch people. Couch people. Talk like couch. Look like people.
Okay, what are we calling this on the live stream? Couch people.
Couch people.
It's the perfect thing.
What did you say after that? Couch people, couch people.
I can't remember when they do the crab people chant. It's talk like couch, look like people.
This is gonna be great.
Go live. Alright, we are live.
Gotta get our sharesies on.
Absolutely.
I messed with the audio sync, so like I offset it by like 5 milliseconds. Hopefully that will help it a little bit. And I can actually adjust that on the fly, I think.
Shared. Oh man, I am pooped. Yeah, I had a fucking busy day.
It was supposed to be my day off and I had to go into work, and that was super shitty.
I bent pipe all day.
That sounds not fun.
No, that actually is fun.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I did electrical panels for the first part of the day. Show you a little fucking image of my handiwork. And then I did fucking pipe after that.
Damn. A lot of people joined. Oh, it's just you two and Nate Phillips and Brandon Stone.
The usual suspects. Oh dang, so that's what you did all day?
That's what I did for the first part of the day.
You just put all of that in there?
Yeah, I made all that happen.
That looks not fun.
It's not bad. I mean, I get to listen to podcasts while I do it, so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I usually get to listen to music while I'm working.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking jamming out. I've been listening to Critical Role. I finished the Adventure Zone a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Have you ever listened to Adventure Zone?
I have not.
Oh my god, you need to fucking do it.
Really?
Do you know the podcast My Brother and Me?
No.
Do you know fucking Justin or I can't remember the other two brothers' names.
If you guys
Griffin?
are watching, please let us know how bad the
Justin
audio
or Griffin
delay is,
McElroy.
and we will fix that.
Just
adjust
look
it.
up the Adventure Zone on any fucking
Okay.
podcast service.
Right.
You will love it.
Alright, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's good. It starts out as the fucking Lost Minds of Fandelver, the D&D starter box set.
Really?
It starts out as that, and then the guy that's running it writes his own fucking story, and they play through it. It's three brothers that play this fucking campaign with their dad, who's 60.
Oh, wow.
It's fucking great.
I'd like to play D&D with my dad, but, you know, he's just a dick.
He's just a dick.
He's like, no, I don't want to play it because it's not Star Wars. D&D. I don't like orcs and elves. I like spaceships and blasters.
Hey, you gotta get some sci-fi RP in there every now and then.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's so many different like tabletop role-playing games that we could just get into that don't have to be D&D.
Which we're gonna get into here in a little
I'm really glad you're participating in the live chat.
Oh yeah. Am I really?
It says hello.
Why? I set my phone because I set my phone down because I'm like I want to make sure that like I'm viewing this so that
It's not very often we have a guest that actually participates while we're live.
Yeah.
It's just,
Normally we frown upon that, but in this situation
shit.
we fucking condone it. We encourage
Who's this
it.
guy? Who the fuck is this
Who
guy?
the
on
fuck
couch?
is this guy?
Why is he wearing a Super Mario shirt? What's with the rainbow? Is it gay? I just liked it on accident. All right, I'm just setting my phone down. I can't with that right
Settle
now.
down, AJ.
Right?
Settle down.
Just calm down.
Just fucking
causing
back
too
her
much
down
of a
a
ruckus.
peg. Just relax.
Are we ready to start?
I'm ready to start.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Tune in to Gallif Radio, a Whovian podcast every other Friday on the Journey into Comics Network.
The following Journey into Comics.
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 Network.
Production. Fuck you, Eric.
I got rid of that. That was awesome. I don't know what happened, honestly. There was a reason I got rid of it, and I can't remember why.
It was fucking awesome.
Whatever the reason was, it was wrong.
Yeah.
We'll have more. We'll have more moments like that. Hey everybody, Dick here with my co-host Tyler. How you doing?
I'm on the casting couch again this week. This futon is actually really comfortable.
It is absolutely.
And I haven't been here but 10 minutes, and I'm already furious, mad at Blaine, because he took a cool thing that we did that a lot of people liked out of our intro, and I don't like that. And he didn't.
I'm sorry.
He didn't confide in me when he removed it.
I think there's a reason I did it, and I can't remember what it is. But
you didn't.
there's a reason.
You didn't talk to your boy.
I think it was like an accident. I accidentally did something.
Control Z, my man. Control fucking Z.
I didn't realize it until like way after. But I did something and it fucked it all up. But anyway.
I want to shove my microphone up in your face.
Sorry. I was gonna say stuff and then I forgot the stuff.
Well, say the stuff, for the love of God.
I forgot the stuff.
Did you take that out
Did
too?
you introduce me?
I was gonna get there. Jeez. AJ,
Careful, he
thank
might
you
take
for
you out
coming
of the
back.
room.
Hey, absolutely. I really enjoy being here. I've been here for about 20 minutes. I already have the time of my life.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, last time you were on, so I made a mistake last time you were on.
Really? What
Yeah.
was the mistake?
Well, the last time you were on, I threw out like a random, hey, who wants to be on a podcast tonight? Like that day, because we were desperate for a guest.
Right.
And you answered the call, and Keegan answered the call.
Yeah.
And I was like, sweet, I got Keegan and AJ on. It's gonna be awesome. They're gonna be talking back and forth. I mean, you guys did. That was great.
Right.
But like, what I didn't know is that you two had no idea who each other was.
Yeah, I've seen
And
him.
I
I
thought
saw
you
him
did.
at one Doom Room show.
I thought you knew, and I'm like, okay, cool. They're gonna have some chemistry, like automatically.
Absolutely. And then so it's like since we're on this topic already, I made a mistake because Keegan was talking about Cardor Dick Smash and like how we're gonna come up with these lyrics and we did this and we're trying to do things we've never done before, and I was like, you should do the Tide Pod challenge, and everyone's like, nah, it's a little trendy right now. And I was just like, oh, like that hurt my soul.
I wish I had a soul.
Yeah, well, because you work at what, SIA?
No, I used to work at SIA. I
Where
don't
you
work there
working
now. I'm an electrician.
Oh, wow. And then you just have no soul, though?
Oh, I've never had a soul.
Oh, never, since you were born.
I lost my soul in my youth.
It's weird. Are you a ginger?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just a really angry guy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just
I
pissed at everything.
replaced my soul with pure rage and self-loathing. Every now and then I'll throw some fucking happiness out there. But then it's immediately followed by fucking crushing somebody's hopes and dreams. Normally it's him. I feel bad for him sometimes, having to put up with me. Like, I'm an asshole to him, and he just takes it.
I absolutely feel that, though, because I used to play, I guess we're still kind of going and stuff, but we haven't really had the time to, but I played a D&D campaign with some people that you know, like David Linder and Nick Maxon.
Before you go on, I want to
Yes.
tell you about that microphone.
What is about
You gotta
this
be
microphone?
right up on it.
You have to be, like, right up on
Oh,
it?
yeah, you gotta be right up on it. The
Usually
stand
we're
itself
It almost
headphones.
has to be inside of your mouth.
The stand itself extends if you
Just basically,
Twist
I
this.
just, like, I mean, I can just hold
Yeah,
it,
perfect.
too.
Perfect.
Right here?
Go
Cool.
right there.
Awesome. You're usually wearing headphones, so you can just tell me when I'm being
The diaphragm's
soft and
like
stuff.
all the way back here, so
Right.
it, like
Very poor design.
Okay.
actually very great design. That's what makes that microphone so awesome, is because it, instead of just absorbing all of it, it kind of like filters it a bit.
Yeah, I'd rather have mine.
I would too, but that's
We just
great.
get
That's great for all styles of vocals too, mostly singing and stuff.
None of us are singing in this room.
No,
Do you want me to sing? You probably don't want me to sing.
I've used that microphone for
As an anal bead.
the intro. Wow,
Yeah, wow.
that's an interesting anal bead. All right.
It's almost like a Dr. Mario pill.
Anyways, as you were saying before I rudely
it
interrupted.
used to be colored
As. Oh my god.
prior to becoming
Woo!
prior to becoming an anal bead.
Yeet. Alright, so.
Proceed with the chlorophyll.
There was a time that I used to play D&D, and it's still an ongoing campaign, but we still haven't had like a whole lot of time to do
Right.
it recently.
We're all busy people.
But it was with David Linder, or Dave Chips, as you may know him, and Nick Maxon. And David was like the dungeon master of the campaign, right? And I was playing as this elf wizard, and I thought that I was so great, and I was just like, I know everything. I'm the arcane master. Like, I can shoot lightning from my fucking hands. Fight me, you know?
Come at me, bro.
And
Got some balls.
everybody in the group immediately decided that I was the weird one. I was the weird guy of the group, because one time I was like, alright, so we have these like dead goblins on the road. We just killed them. We snuck attack and just demolished their asses. And so I was just like, alright, we need to hide the bodies. Like, I thought that was a reasonable reaction. Like, there may be more around. We don't want them to be aware that we were here. Put the bodies in the bushes. That's what I want to do. And everyone's just like, I don't know why you want to take the bodies to the bushes, but, you're going to be doing some freaky shit in there.
A little get down with the get down
And
in the
then
fucking
from-
bushes.
And from then on, I was the weird guy.
Hey, what's the weird guy doing over there in the bushes?
Exactly.
Why are those bushes?
Why did he take that monster's eyeball? Is
Why-
there just a hole in the back that he's going to try and have sex with?
Why are they rustling vigorously?
I
Are
think
you
the
gonna
best...
turn a monster's eyeball into an anal bead?
Absolutely.
Is this gonna be the
There was-
theme today?
There was a point that, like, they would not let up about the monster eyeball thing, because I was just like, oh, there was, like, a kid who, like, taught me that, or, like, showed us the way to get to this dungeon, so we're just like, oh, so, we're gonna take this back way, I'll bring you back something cool, like, from adventuring stuff, and he was just like, oh, wow, so I thought a monster's eyeball would do the trick. Spoiler, it doesn't. It actually freaks them all out, and his mother wasn't too happy about having, like, a monster eyeball.
Did they react to you like all the residents of River Run do when you kill one of the chickens?
Basically.
Yeah,
Like,
they
he
just
was,
all try to murder
like,
you, including the
he
children.
immediately,
Yeah, you don't
like,
do that.
I tossed it to him.
You don't do that.
I tossed it to him, and he immediately, like, screamed and dropped it.
I mean, to be fair, you probably should have handed it to him.
I probably shouldn't have just given him a monster eyeball in the first place.
Hey,
In
think fast!
retrospect.
Think fast! Think fast, kid!
Exactly how that happened, too. It was literally, hey, catch.
I'm glad that's
I'm
been
gonna be
around
the cool guy.
I'm glad that's been around since like fantasy medieval times.
Exactly.
Like, it's still a thing today.
Exactly.
Ah!
Yeah, and he just screamed, and then his mom was really pissed, because eventually he was like, cool, like, I'm gonna play with this monster eyeball that, like, may or may not be highly caustic, or, like, transform me into some sort of monster, because
Right.
you have no idea of the properties.
Or I might eventually use as an anal bead.
Yeah. Previously owned anal bead. It's
I
just a
will
monster
get
eyeball.
past this, I promise.
Yeah, it's already been noted. Clearly, Tyler has taken Richard's suggestions seriously and now loves anal beads.
No,
This is true.
that is still a no-fly zone for me. Exit only, folks. Exit only.
Exit only for
Tell him
you.
to give it a try.
Exit only. Nope. Don't get down with the brown, my man.
You don't let your girl tongue punch your fart
Nope.
box?
Nope. I don't.
No?
And I'm not eating no ass either. Nope.
You don't hit her with that,
Nope.
You don't hit her butt clit with that,
Nope.
tongue fist?
Bucklet.
Nope. Nope.
Like, you
This
just-
evolved
no-
real fast.
Yeah, this went really far, like just completely 360.
Nope.
360, yeah,
no
exactly,
ass play
180.
at all.
Woo.
I gotta be awful. I gotta be feeling awful frisky for that.
I don't.
I can't
think
get
that-
frisky enough to feel that.
Exactly. I don't know. That's it's one of those things where, like, I mean, like, I understand, like, some guys, they want to do that, but, like, I mean, not even, like, I mean, like, there's guys who, like, I mean, if a girl, like, sticks, like, first knuckle deep,
Nope.
it's not gay.
Nope.
No, anything else past that,
It's
knuckle
100%
deep, first,
gay.
alright. I mean, all I'm saying is,
you
like,
you touch the tip of the fucking fingernail to the anus, and that's gay.
but how?
Nate says stop being fearful, Tyler.
No.
Hashtag
just
butt stuff
embrace
2018.
it.
No.
Embrace it.
I built a wall, okay?
Build a
Hashtag,
wall around your asshole?
hashtag wall. Wall over my asshole.
Hashtag wall my butt. Make it now.
Yes!
To be fair, I don't know how far Miranda's gotten, but it's been in there.
She had that crick in her elbow for a while.
Ooh.
I don't know how far she got. I didn't ask.
We must go deeper.
I didn't ask. But I'm like, nope.
Starts
Done
tickling
there.
the bottom of your lungs.
I'm done there.
I just, like, I understand the concept, but, like, some guys, like, they like that, and I understand that to a point. Like, it's not for me, though. I don't.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I had this conversation with a guy that I work with today, who's a young college-age guy.
Of course he is.
Who,
Them damn millennials are all about eating ass.
well, yeah, I mean,
really, they are.
you know, I mean, he fucking brings home.
That's us.
He,
We're millennials.
he brings home a different fucking girl like every weekend.
How can you even?
Who's Karina Balsamo?
That's,
I don't
oh my
know.
god, what is she doing? That's my friend. That's my manager, actually.
Oh, well,
What'd she say?
she says, what did I walk into?
What?
We'll get past this. But
We'll
so
get
we,
past
so we
this.
were having this conversation today, and he just couldn't get over the fact that I'm just not into any of that, like at all. And my wife is the same way. She wants no part of any of that.
Then that's okay.
But like
Who would?
almost every conversation I have that involves this, it doesn't matter what group of people I'm with. They think it's fucking weird too that I'm not into it.
I don't think it's weird that you're not into
Well,
it.
no, I'm not saying like us right now,
Oh.
but I'm saying like
We're
generally.
just silently judging you.
No, I mean that's fine. But I'm also the one that doesn't have shit in my ass. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, like, technically you do kind of have, like, shit.
Yeah, I mean, I have-
sometimes
yeah.
in passing.
no, I don't shove anything in my ass.
That's what you mean.
You know, one
Okay.
time,
Got it.
Yeah.
one time I came across a laxative in my parents' house when I was like 6 or 7, but it was like an anal supplement laxative. So like you literally had to, you know,
Yeah,
shove it
yeah.
up the pooper.
Fucking
I didn't
suppository.
know that those things were like
Oh,
possible.
suppositories?
Yeah.
I take suppositories.
Ooh.
To cleanse.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was not fun.
It
I mean,
doesn't sound fun.
You gotta. I mean, I've had to. I've
was
had
that
to,
like a self-choice? Or
I've
was
had
that
to-
like
No,
a
that was
doctor's-
like you haven't been shitting for a couple weeks. You need to
Ooh.
fucking we're doing something about this.
Yeah, I've had to enema myself.
Yeah, that's not fun.
So I mean that.
Have you ever drank a shot of mineral oil?
Oh yeah,
No, I've never
Oh.
have.
yeah. Fucking mineral oil immediately followed by milk of magnesia.
Ooh, that's
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, you got
Phillips?
the cha-chas going there for a second.
Phillips milk of magnesia.
Yeah.
If you mix that with that spray cough syrup, it's great for canker sores.
Thank you. I don't get those.
I do.
But yeah, so I mean the experience of having to enema myself. No, that was
Enemas are terrible.
that was the extent of it.
They
I
sound
don't.
not fun.
I don't want anything else in that region. At all.
My friend Ethan. Are we talking about butt stuff in here? Yes,
Yes.
we are.
What do you think this is?
This is
Groups of
Podcastrophe.
dudes? No, this is Podcastrophe. We talk about this,
This
Yeah.
is Podcastrophe, where we talk about butt stuff.
and we're
Now.
couch people.
We talk about it now.
Yes.
We've
We've
We're gonna
briefly touched upon it.
We were gonna get into D&D.
We're gonna
we've
not
briefly
butt stuff,
touched
butt
upon
stuff.
it.
See what I did there? We're gonna get to D&D in just a minute. But yeah, so I mean, like I've had this conversation in the last, I'm gonna say 2 years, over a dozen times, and almost every time I get the same reaction. Like, you're just fucking weird that you're not into fucking girls licking your ass, and you sticking your nose fucking up to your cheek and other people's assholes. That's not fucking no.
If it doesn't interest you, it doesn't interest you.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you and Skylar are on the same page about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not fucking begging her for butt stuff because I don't want any part of it. I've fucking seen enough farm animals fucking assholes prolapsed. I want nothing to do with it.
Alex Taylor, I don't shove anything in my ass, is the first thing I heard when I opened this. You have my attention. Welcome to Podcastrophe!
This is us. This is what we do.
We talk about butt stuff and
Farm animals.
butt things.
Speaking of butt stuff, I miss butt stuff. I miss butt stuff.
Butt stuff is, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing on this network again.
I know. I missed it. It was a good podcast too.
It was. I don't know if they're ever going to do that again. I know they're no longer part of the network because they ended butt stuff, but literature was still a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And then stuff happened, and they're no longer
Stuff that we shall not.
Yeah, they're no longer with us.
It's no longer important.
But I don't know if they will ever resurrect that podcast for their own feed. I mean, from what I understand, it was a pretty big hit. I listened occasionally, but
I didn't have time.
Yeah, I mostly had other things that I would rather listen to.
Yeah, most of the time I was just doing Brews of Dudes. So.
I would read the description, and if it interested me, sure, I'd give it a listen. But for the most part, yeah, I didn't really want to listen to it.
So this is actually going from butt stuff and people judging me for not being into butt stuff.
Nate says cover pegging if you're going full butt stuff.
How? Okay, so
No.
so you're like down. You're like, yes, let's talk about this.
I was just like, all right. So I mean, I guess let's just cover all bases now. Then we want to do it later. Because the next time I come back, if we don't do it, I'm just gonna talk about pecking.
Did you hear my reaction though?
I know, it was soulless. It was so depressed.
Did you hear how sad it was?
You were so
No.
broken.
No.
I feel like that's just your answer to the entire thing. Pegging? No.
No.
Tyler, do you have like any exciting news? Like anything new happened over the last week?
Well, I'm 1 week closer to being a college student.
Awesome.
Nah.
I don't particularly want to be a college student again, but I have to. So.
Yeah.
Is
But-
it to help your electrician job?
It's
or?
a part of the job. So I'm
Ah.
I'm doing a union electrical apprenticeship. So I have to be a college student and an apprentice for 5 years. So I'll go to class 2 nights a week, and then work throughout the week, and then at the end of that 5 years, I'll get a degree and I'll be a journeyman.
And then, I mean, at that point, like, you're setting yourself up pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Like, and especially because, like, you know, you get a lot of people, like, talk about, like, you know, I mean, we were all raised around the same time. You know, they tell you, like, oh, you have to go to college to get an education, get a degree. And, like, if you're doing it for something like an apprenticeship or, like, to become a journeyman and, like, an actual, like, trade skill, that's something that I feel like would be worth investing to.
Oh yeah,
than,
for
like,
sure.
You know, especially just with the economy and the way that, you know, college loans work and stuff like that, like...
Well, luckily, I'm one of the few people that are our age that isn't suffering under fucking crippling student debt.
That is true.
But you know, I went to college and fucking dropped out not long after I went there, because it just wasn't. You know, I didn't know why the fuck I was there.
Exactly.
I just went every day. Half the time I didn't go. You know, like wake up at like 9.
Yeah.
I've got a class at 10 o'clock. Do I really want to go? Sit in the fucking like auditorium and listen to the tiny Indian woman that speaks not one word of English. Try and fucking lecture me on chemistry? No, I don't.
The worst is those like classes that you only have once a week, and you like the way they worked the attendance was you could only miss like three days, and I'm like, oh man, I had like out of my entire tenure at Ivy Tech, I had 2 classes that were once a week, speech, and then I was retaking a math class. I passed the class, I didn't get high enough grade to get into the next class, which was bullshit. It's a bullshit system.
Yep. The whole thing's a bullshit
You want to
system.
talk about bullshit systems? The way that Indiana's education system works is different than the way that New York State's education system works.
That
So
is some knowledge.
you would think that, you know, they would find some way to like figure this out of like.
They
how
want us
it
to
would
keep talking
translate.
about butt stuff.
Why? Oh my gosh, we're done with the butt stuff.
We're
Now
done.
talking about New York
For
and
now.
Indiana
For
educational
now.
systems.
It'll be back.
We'll get back to
I can't
Peggy.
promise,
Don't
but
worry.
it might be. I don't know.
But anyway, so in New York, when you're in high school and you take a high school credit class, you have to take a Regents exam in order to get that credit. So it's like a statewide, everyone gets the exact same test, like, exam that you have to take. And if you pass that, you get your credit. It's worth, like, I think 60% of your overall grade.
Mm-hmm.
So, the way that it worked was I moved from New York to Indiana when I was 16. I was a junior when I was, starting up in Frankfort Senior High. So they told me during my senior year, hey, so you guys have these things called Regents exams, and we just don't have those here, so we're not going to count those, and gave me a failing credit in biology and English freshman year. My freshman biology and freshman English, and they're like, you failed both of these technically because we're not going to count your Regents exams. So I had to retake 9th grade biology in a after school summer program, and then I had to take a summer program for English.
That's bullshit.
I sense
It
a
was
rant
so
coming.
dumb, dude. I was so pissed
I
the
sense
entire
a rant
time.
coming from the other side of you.
I just immediately I turn into the Hulk and just start screaming into the microphone. It eventually becomes inaudible. The microphone explodes. Everyone explodes.
This guy, I can see it in his eyes.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
just
Let's
there.
go.
I mean, there's. I'm gonna take my hat off
Watch
for
him
this
go.
because I'm pretty fucking hot right now. This just goes to show how dumb the overall system is in general. First of all, right out of the gate, you're evaluating your youth based on standardized tests. That's fucking. I mean, you've got. I gotta. Standardized tests are weird because everyone is on equal footing, regardless of what they've learned up until that point. As long as the test is the same for everyone, everyone has the same capacity or the same ability to either pass or fail that test, regardless of whether or not you've ever been given that knowledge. Here's the test. You either pass the test or you fail the test. There's no in between. So that's a little bit of a positive. But at the same time, that's also extremely negative because from fucking kindergarten all the way until you are, fucking doctorate on, if you want to be fucking super scientist 9000.
Can that be a degree? Can we make that a
Yeah,
degree?
you're fucking.
Super science.
Your
is not
intelligence.
good. You
I'm
take
not opposed.
20
Your
years.
intelligence should be based on
No.
things that you accomplish and your strengths and weaknesses. If you are extremely, like myself, extremely weak in math, 50-50 because number one, I didn't give a shit about math, but number two, I sat in classes where the people standing at the front teaching me the information, number one, weren't teaching me that information, and number two, didn't want to fucking be in the classroom.
I can understand that.
So there's another problem that fucking compounds, and then you throw standardized tests on top of it, and then the people that weren't given the information effectively, like me, who struggled with math, you're just fucked. You just got to deal with it. You are a burden to society when it wasn't entirely my fault to begin with. And same thing with you.
Absolutely.
Hey, you failed two classes. You're basically dumb. Here, retake these.
Exactly.
That's entirely wrong.
And going on this, how do they line up classrooms and stuff like that in a straight row? Because they're basically the way that schools are set up, it's set up to make you work in a factory. No offense. I don't want.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I never wanted to work
No,
in factories.
the way that school is set up is to teach you how to be obedient.
Exactly.
Not to
And
educate
when you're
you.
lined up in a row, just like an assembly line.
Yep.
There's somebody in front of you, there's somebody behind you, there's someone to the left and right of you, all the time. And it's so that way you were taught that, we can be in neat and filed order as we were working on an assembly line.
And at one point that was okay because
Exactly,
manufacturing was what really drove this fucking country.
Exactly, but how long has it been since
Real
we've
quick,
done that?
it's still extremely important.
It is, yeah.
It is,
by
absolutely.
Far.
But it is not looked at as the same as it was in the 50s. Most people, especially people our age, whether we've worked in a manufacturing environment or not, look down on the people working in the construction trades, look down on the people working in the manufacturing industries. The blue-collar fucking American, to a lot of people, are fucking worthless and serve no purpose in society. And that, again, is just fucking wrong.
Which, like, I do give a lot of respect to the blue-collar workers and stuff, because you really don't need a college education to get a good job and set yourself up.
You work in food service.
Yeah, I work in food service.
You are a blue-collar worker.
And I'm doing just fine. That's the thing, is...
Fine is relative.
Exactly. You don't have to, there are a lot of people out there, and, like, this goes, like, all the way up to the government and stuff like that. We're just getting per report all up in this shit. But all I'm saying is, it goes all the way up the government. The rich are getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer and stuff, and it affects all of our jobs and everyone as a society.
You solve that by getting rid of the government. But
exactly.
I'm not going to go on that rant
anarchy.
because we're talking about education. So we recently, you and I recently had a discussion on Facebook about a teacher who, with an elementary class, decided to not give their children homework unless it was something that they did not finish during the class period.
Which I saw that, and I totally agree
and
with that.
that's fantastic for elementary age kids. And I would say into middle school. Once you get to high school and college, I would say, okay, homework is necessary at times. The amount of homework that I had as a college student, which I didn't do 90% of the time, but the amount of homework that I was expected to do on a daily basis was probably 3 hours worth of homework. It was about 3 hours worth a day for every class.
Yeah.
So I've got 9 classes, fucking 3 hours of homework, but I'm also an athlete, so that's 6 hours of my after school time just gone. So then what do? You go to bed, or you fucking stay up until the wee hours of the morning.
If you want to enjoy yourself.
If you want to enjoy yourself, that's wrong. Like, and this carries over into the professional environment for me. My job has me from 6:30 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Once it hits 4 p.m. on the dot, I am no longer an employee of that company. Anything that I do from 4:01 until 6:29 the next morning is none of my fucking company's business. I am not affiliated with that company at all. That is my time. Anything that I do from 6:30 to 4 p.m., that is their time. I am their employee. I am not their property, but I am expected to conduct myself in a certain way, finish certain tasks, yada yada
Basically,
yada.
just do your work.
Do my work. I am on their time. That is their time, because I don't have to be there. It is a privilege for me to be there.
And I talked to one of my district managers recently came in on a meeting and stuff like that, and he talked a lot about time theft of people just standing around doing nothing and still just getting paid for it and stuff like that. And he really wanted to start cracking down, and he's like, it's literal theft.
Yeah, and the only exception to that is if you are a salaried employee.
Exactly.
Because you are always on that company's time. You have no personal time. Because you get paid whether you're there or whether you're not. It doesn't matter. You're getting paid.
Exactly.
So that's why you don't get paid overtime, because you are getting paid. You have agreed to accept a certain salary, and that's it. No more, no less. But you are always on their time. So
you sell your soul, mate.
Yeah, but I don't look at especially elementary age kids. Elementary age kids should not be doing fucking homework.
No.
At all. Not one math problem. Not any of that shit. It should be up to the parents to say, hey, you're struggling with math a little bit in class. Yeah. Your teacher has sent them a letter, said, hey, you're struggling a little bit with multiplication tables. After dinner tonight, let's sit down for a little bit and I'll help you work through that. That's what we should be doing, not forcing something down children's throats that is entirely unnecessary.
Especially the fact that, not everybody learns the same.
Exactly.
Way.
Thank you.
No, not everyone learns the same.
I think your dad, Alan Leroy Tyler Sr.
Yeah, that's my dad. Hi,
said
Dad.
The educational system can't ever be standardized. There's no such thing as a standard student.
Thank you.
He also says, I want a degree in Super Science 9001. Then I can be a manager of the Super Scientist 9000s.
Yes! Your dad's fucking thinking.
I like this guy.
I like this guy.
He comes up with good quips.
But he hit the nail on the head, and I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but there is no standard human being.
Exactly.
Everyone is different genetically.
Exactly.
Okay? Your metabolism and my metabolism are totally different. Some people that are overweight are just genetically fucked. From birth, they are guaranteed to be overweight for their entire life. Their diet, their exercise regimen, nothing is going to change that. They are genetically fucked. That happens. Some people aren't as smart as other people. It's fucking natural.
Some people pick up things differently.
Some people learn just by watching somebody else do something. Some people learn really well by reading something. Some people's comprehension is so high they only have to read something one time and they don't ever forget it. Everyone is different.
Yeah. Precisely.
So it goes back to what you said.
Exactly.
We are just forcing children to learn to be obedient. We are never, ever working to children's strengths.
Have you ever watched The Whitest Kids You Know?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so do you remember this sketch that they did with the pledging to the American flag?
Yeah.
Like, this is not brainwashing. This is not brainwashing. And at the end, he's just like, very good, kids. Now come take your Ritalin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
God,
exactly what it is.
God, I miss my Ritalin days.
Again, nail on the head. I got suggested, my dad, my second grade teacher suggested that he put me on Ritalin.
Really?
And he got pissed.
Yeah, he should have. As he should have.
Yeah, he got pissed. He's like, maybe you're not fucking engaging him enough. Maybe that's why he's talking and not paying attention. So, I mean, I still to this day do that.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause you're a fuck off, but.
Yeah, but now I'm an adult.
But that
and I can
doesn't.
do
But that doesn't.
Exactly.
But it goes even further than that. That doesn't make you a bad kid.
No.
It makes your teacher a bad fucking human being, saying, "Hey, you should fucking zombify your child by putting them on this medication that is totally unnecessary. I just need to alter my class structure a little bit, and then they will fucking thrive."
Yeah, I mean,
But that's too much work. We can't do that.
Kids, people in general, they pay attention to things that they're interested in, that engage them. If they're not being engaged, they're not going to do it. Your brain can only pay attention to something for 15 minutes at a time before it gets bored and just shuts off, essentially, in terms of focusing on that subject.
Depends on the thing.
Yeah.
It depends on the person.
That's something I learned in high school. I had a history teacher, and he would literally switch it up every 15 minutes. He'd be like, all right, we're going to talk about this now. Every 15 minutes. And it actually made the time go by fast, and I actually enjoyed the class. He was a very intelligent, very fun teacher, and I learned a lot from him. However, he was also a very, very emotional teacher, where if he got pissed, if he got pissed, and he get pissed over petty shit.
I can talk about some pissed off history teachers. I had this one high school teacher named Mr. Rance. Mr. Rance was basically a bodybuilder. Like, he was a jacked dude. So much to think that one kid said that he was just a roid head. Like, he's like, you're just doing steroids, like, fuck you. And this guy was so angry. But, like, apparently, like, as a kid, he used to be a little overweight and stuff. People would make fun of him for it. So he, like, you know, eventually decided he's like, you know what, I'm going to do something about this, and got super jacked. So
Devoted his life to it.
He is a big, scary man. Especially to, 14-year-old Alan? 14-year-old AJ is just, you know, this guy's hand is the size of my face. Like, that's how scary this guy is. But he was like, he was writing something up on the board, and he was just like, he's like, AJ, get out your notes. Come on, let's go. And I was just like, all right, calm down. He doesn't like to be told to calm down. And I guess it was because his mom told him to do it all the time as a kid, so he fucking hates it. So he literally just, like, I imagine his head just kind of did a 180. I wasn't really paying attention.
He went full fucking exorcist and just...
And he's just like, what did you just say to me? Don't ever tell me to calm down. I have a shit list and you're about to be put on it.
Nice.
And I was just,
I like this guy.
It scared me so much. And I was just like, yes, sir.
One of my
And
middle
took
school
notes for the
teachers
rest
threw
of
a
the day.
fucking desk at a student.
Really?
Picked up one of the fucking desks and chucked it at him.
I had a math teacher who would, like, catch people, like, dozing off and stuff like that. And he would just throw chalk or, like, erasers at him and stuff like that. I just wanted to keep it interesting, I guess.
I love when the teachers finally break in just those moments. I had a math
I
teacher.
can't fucking take it!
I had a math teacher. It was my freshman year. He just
Wait, real quick,
snapped a
real
fucking
quick.
ruler.
When did you get a Blue Eyes White Dragon fucking Funko Pop?
Oh, last Friday I pre-ordered
Why did you get a Blue Eyes White Dragon Funko
because
Pop?
Blue Eyes White Dragon is badass. I should
Fucking
get
Red Eyes Black Dragon all day.
We're really gonna
Please.
discuss Yu-Gi-Oh.
Are you gonna fucking...
Please.
You're cupping
3,000 attack power
You're
compared to
fucking-
its 2,500?
You're
Chilling,
fucking Kaiba.
chilling,
You're
chilling.
sucking Kaiba's dick while cradling.
I should get 2 more of those motherfuckers, because there's only 3!
And then they just come apart and fuse together to the 3-headed Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Oh man.
You're gonna get my Blue Eyes Ultimate
I-
Dragon.
Tell you what, if you guys want to play like an actual trading card game worth playing, I have a lot of Magic the Gathering
Please.
in my car. Like,
Please.
No.
oh, don't
Yu-Gi-Oh.
please me. Yu-Gi-Oh,
Don't
my
tell
dick.
me Yu-Gi-Oh's not legitimate. It's fun.
I
I never got into Magic.
It's overcomplicated Magic. Magic is so much simpler.
I never
Instead of
got
like
into
having
it.
like,
I
oh,
just
it's
don't
3,000 attack power, and you have, you start with 8,000 life. It's you start at 20 life, and everything has like, base card toughness. Like you'll see like 3s, 5s, 1s.
I just don't play card games.
It's so Magic the Gathering is like it's almost my guilty pleasure. Like it's so
D&D
bad.
is my guilty pleasure.
I love D&D though. I would need
Can we
to
get
play
back to
D&D.
that?
Can we? We can.
We're being all negative with the school system, and it's like, I'm DMing a
Well,
campaign.
we had to jump off of the whole
Butt stuff.
thing.
Kids don't get to be kids anymore. They're expected to sit still, shut up, and listen, which is why if a kid talks or is a little hyper, automatically they are ADHD and need medication. Kids are so over-medicated and ADHD is over-diagnosed.
Yep.
That's from Alex Taylor. Your dad's been going off, too.
Probably. He
Not
loves-
every
he loves
kid on
political talk.
medication needs the medication. Most times it falls to the teacher and the parents to figure out how to develop the curriculum to suit the child. But it's easier for the school system to shape the child to fit the system, so bring on the drugs. And in the end, the child doesn't learn any better, but at least they're quiet, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. Okay, more beer in that fridge?
I don't know.
I could use a beer myself too if you had one.
What you guys want? What you guys
I
want?
want
You
something.
could surprise
I
me.
want something delicious.
Yeah, something tasty would be good, but if like you had like hams in there that you're trying.
Well, I've got a Shinerbacher in there.
Do you want that?
Yeah, I want that. I forgot I brought that stuff over here. I was actually looking
But
for
you
this
were
the other day.
you were DMing a campaign though. It's your
Yeah.
first one.
I'm DMing my first campaign right now.
How do you feel about it?
I feel pretty good. My players really enjoy it. Our art.
Do you want a Walkie Nuggets?
Yeah, I'd take that.
Careful though, it might explode. Open over to the trash can, Blaine. We've learned our lesson from this. But yeah, I'm DMing my first campaign. My players have told me that they're really enjoying it. I'm doing a lot of stuff, kind of reminiscent of second edition. I've given them like their own fortress.
Okay. Okay.
So 5e rules, you can get a fucking stronghold,
Right.
and it costs like 60,000 gold, but then you can't ever do anything with it.
Right.
You
So
just
it's
have a
basically, like,
castle.
you just give them the castle.
Yeah, so I wrote something into the story. I wrote my own one shot to kind of be the preamble to the pre-written module that I'm running. Oh, excuse me. And God, fucking burps are hitting me. But so I wrote this one shot to kind of open up the campaign. And the campaign that I'm running is the Tyranny of Dragons storyline. It's Horde of the Dragon Queen and Rise of Tiamat.
Right. Right.
That first book that they wrote for 5e, Horde of the Dragon Queen, is one of the most terribly written things that I've ever read.
Really?
It's nothing but typos, fucking sentences don't make sense. And then the story itself isn't very good. So I'm pretty much rewriting it all myself. Which is, I used to write. So it kind of fits and it makes sense. But they're enjoying it so far.
At least they enjoy it. That's basically what your job is as a DM, is to just make sure that everyone has fun. If they have fun, you have fun.
When we did our session 0, I sat down and I was like, look, these are the rules that I have for this campaign. I'm not gonna fucking argue rules with anybody, because
Right.
I play in a couple other games right now, and like there's like 8 people in a group, so combat takes like an hour and a
I was
half.
gonna say, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking people, and the guy running it does a fantastic job, but combat takes like an hour and a half for one encounter.
Absolutely, because
And
there's 8 people to
There's
go through.
8 people, and everyone has to decide what they do every turn. Nobody is planning shit out ahead of time, and then we're arguing rules on top of that. and it just bogs it way down.
A little hint of advice before you go any further. When you do go to combat and stuff, I don't know if you guys actually do this or not, but something that I found goes a little faster. Roll the hit dice with your damage dice. Just roll it all at the same time, so that way you can see immediately, you hit, you deal that much damage. Or you don't hit, you would have dealt that much damage, but it doesn't matter, you didn't hit.
Yeah, we kind of do that.
Okay.
But so I told him right out of the gate, I'm not going to argue rules with anybody, and I've changed a lot of the rules. So in my campaign, I don't allow feats.
Okay.
I want straight ability score improvements, but I'm going to change some stuff up. So like the spear specifically is only a d6 damage in 5e.
Right.
That's dumb. And you can only wield it two-handed. That is also dumb.
That is pretty dumb.
Spartans didn't fucking wield spears two-handed.
Yeah.
They had a fucking phalanx shield and a fucking spear.
Exactly.
So I've changed a lot of the rules up, and I've kind of broke my game a little bit already because I gave him a bunch of really strong shit. So
the way to balance it back out now is you have to throw them against really tough enemies.
that's what I'm doing.
Throw them against the beholder.
And one of the that's way too early. That'd be instant fucking death.
They're only
level.
Hey, you guys think
they're only level
shit,
2.
Really?
Yeah, they're only level 2.
Man.
So, but like one of the things that I actually didn't write into the story was already in the story. There's a really powerful enemy that challenges the group of people, the party, but it'll only challenge one person, and if that person won't fight them, then they all die.
Okay.
So I wrote it into the story that, and it's guaranteed that your player character is going to lose against this.
All right.
There's no way they can win.
Yeah, so it's meant to be like one of those like faux like.
Yeah. So they drop them to 0 hit points, and then they basically just say, "Hey, nice try," and then they leave. But when they left, they took the super powerful item that I gave to one of my players that's breaking the game.
Right.
So by the time he gets that back, it will already have balanced itself out.
Okay. All right.
So, but
any monster eyes?
There have been monster eyes. Do you know what a beholder is?
Ooh, a
It is
beholder.
literally a monster eye.
Could I go ahead and explain this?
Yeah, pull up an image of a beholder for the fucking live stream.
Absolutely.
And then let us know what's going on in the comments.
Absolutely.
Miranda's just making fun of me for staring at my phone.
Yeah, don't fucking do that. Pay attention to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, the thing I don't participate in.
Yeah,
you
because
should totally participate.
Yeah.
What am I looking up?
Beholder.
D&D.
Just type in beholder. It'll pull it right up.
Yep. That
Okay,
thing right there.
this thing looks familiar.
Okay.
That's a
so
fucking
while,
beholder.
While you're pulling that up, so a beholder is a giant monster eyeball. It has a bunch of tentacles that all have smaller eyeballs, and
Eye
each
stalks.
one of those eye stalks, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Okay. Each one of those eye stalks right there, each shoot a different ray that has a different type of damage. So there's
They're all
one that's
fucking
like,
death beams.
yeah, so one of them is literally a disintegration ray. The other one's a death ray. There's a difference. You might get disintegrated, or you can just straight up die.
There's a
also
petrification one.
There's one that petrifies you. There's one that deals a bunch of like, is it ice? I
Yeah,
know there's one that
there's
shoots
a-
a frost.
Yep, there's a ray of frost one.
Yeah, and there's every single one of them is like a status effect.
And
like,
you
disabling
can't
thing.
hide from them.
Yeah,
So regardless of whether or not the main eye is looking at you, one of the other eyes is looking.
I had
at you.
a friend who was talking about fighting one of those, and he was just like, you know what? He's like, I tried to stand underneath it as long as possible, so that way he would have to look down and not at anyone else.
Yep.
But ooh, it was a
Yeah, I
what a
personally
trip.
have never fought one. I fought a lot of dragons, just never a beholder, and I'm not looking forward to that day.
I would not be either. You don't win. You just do a little better.
Well, there's never a good territory to fight them in.
And there's
Because
never,
if you fight them in their
exactly.
lair, they get all their lair actions and all their legendary actions.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know.
I
Sorry, everybody, we just lost.
exactly. Or like 2 people will make it out, but everyone else is dead and they gotta
Yeah.
roll new.
Yep.
I had the unfortunate accident of almost dying once, and this was in the same campaign of playing with my wizard. But there was a time where like there was like a main bad guy trying to get away, and I was like, stop right there, and I tried to like shoot something at him. So he just turned around and saw
They
that I
butt
was
fucked you to death.
pretty much
Yeah.
just smacked me in the head with a
Back to
club.
butt stuff.
Back
We
to
told
butt
you
stuff.
we'd be back.
Yep.
I remember knocking out, and then I woke up like 5 minutes later, and my butt was really sore.
Really sore. Your pants were
something
gone.
about a monster eyeball.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's traumatizing.
But no, like in the campaign that I'm playing in, I recently fought like the head of a cult that was actually like the avatar of a demigod.
Oh wow.
So, and he was a Medusa. So while I was fighting him, I was the only one that got petrified.
Oh no.
And he just happened to have a greater restoration scroll on him. Just happened to. So
it's just like.
But my character is like a super fucking brash fighter. I'm playing an Eldritch Knight in that campaign.
Except
so
you always roll a 1.
Do what?
Except you always roll a 1.
I actually had an ability as a wizard because I went into I specialized in the school of divination, so I could see into the future and stuff.
Right.
And so I had an ability that allowed me to like roll 2d20s and then take those rolls and write them down. And then at any point in the game, I could just be like, I looked into the future and it's going to be that roll. So monster gets the low number and my friends get the high number.
Yep.
Doesn't count as a nat 20 though. I was pretty upset about that.
But it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. But it's like, it's still pretty cool to be like, oh, my friend's swinging on him. I already know he's going to roll a 20. Boom, done.
Right.
Nate Phillips says, man, I'd listen to that. Wink. And then he, like, later, like, addended, a Tyler-led campaign, that is, not the butt stuff.
Well,
You
I
should
mean,
take a listen to
let's
our
be
new
honest,
stuff.
Nate. You would probably listen to the butt stuff too.
Yeah, you probably would.
Let's just level it here.
Let's just do a D&D podcast. And
About
then
butt stuff.
yeah, exactly. It's literally the entire campaign is us just doing butt stuff.
Wait.
Little does everybody know, we're
Wait a
resurrecting.
Wait on each other?
No,
Like
to
that's the way
other
you just
people.
propositioned me.
We're
No,
bringing
I will
butt stuff
DM.
back, and it's a D&D podcast now.
Oh my god. What have we
That
done?
is our opening.
So, but like, D&D, and going all the way back to the beginning of what I said with, you know, me getting fucking shunned for not being into butt stuff. You know, growing up as an athlete, a very jockey type person,
Right.
I was one of the guys that's like, yeah, look at all those fucking dweebs play. And I've always been in nerd culture. I've always been into a lot of stuff, but I never ever thought that I would be playing D&D. And then one of my best friends just said, hey man, I bought the D&D starter set. It was $20.
Yeah.
Come-
Comfy?
No, 5e.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the starter box was only $20. And he said, hey, it's got a campaign. You know, I'm getting everything ready. Will you play in it? Will you just give it a try? And at first I was like, fuck no, man. I don't have time. I don't want to devote time to it. It just doesn't, you know.
We're looking at you for this too.
Yeah. It doesn't, I wasn't interested at all. And he basically begged me, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a try. And fucking 6 months later, we finished that campaign, and it was one of the most fun and relaxing and satisfying experiences I've ever had. You know, sometimes we would play with minis in a battle mat, sometimes we would just do Theater of the Mind. I
Exactly.
personally like Theater of the Mind a little bit better.
Exactly.
Because minis are so fucking expensive.
Minis are so expensive.
So
like,
fucking
I
expensive.
had the fortunate luck of being able to play with David Linder. He has a ton of minis, and we also played with Brian Martin, which
Yeah, I know Brian.
He has a ton of minis,
Right.
so we all had the thing. We all had the miniatures to actually play and stuff like that. Eventually, we all bought our own miniatures for a different campaign and stuff like that. And it was really cool.
We need to get Brian on the
But-
show.
We do need to get
Yeah, Brian
on
would
the
be
show.
cool.
But the one thing that I will say about D&D and stuff, and people who aren't interested, like Dick, at least try it once.
Yeah, just try
And
it
if
one
you
time.
Don't
The
have
thing
fun,
is, I'm
yeah.
not really I'm already not very into board games or games in general, except for video games.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm
I'm the same way.
it's
I
just
will
not
not sit
something-
down and play board games.
Oh,
It
man,
depends,
It's a really
like-
cool board game though.
I will not. I can't devote time to it.
There are some games there's this Star Wars Star Destroyer Starship game where you have a giant
X-Wing.
but there's all kinds of ships.
Yeah, it's
And
badass.
Exactly.
That looks
Exactly.
it looks super awesome.
It's
how
super
huge
fun.
it is.
Have you ever
and
heard
get
of
actual ships.
Warhammer 4K?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically.
I don't
the same
recommend getting into
concept.
40K. It's too
I
expensive.
don't.
I'm
It's
okay.
way too much.
I have
Unless
sick-
if you want
I-
to be homeless, but have a lot of cool figures.
I have 6 armies.
That's so much though.
Yeah.
I know people who have one because that's all they can afford.
Yeah, I
They're
have
just
6.
Man,
I've thought
That
about
reminds
getting
me
into
of Magic.
HeroClix.
I've seen people get into HeroClix. It wasn't really for me. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really get into it. The
I
one
know
thing I
Shane
really
Reed's
got into
super
was...
into it.
The one thing that I really got into is Magic the Gathering, and I seriously highly recommend anyone play Magic. Even if it's just casual,
I
it's
still
fun.
have all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I'm good.
I mean, like, dude, all I'm saying is, right now in my car, I have 6 Magic the Gathering Commander decks, which is a different format. It's like a multiplayer format. It's still fun.
Well, I have a badass dragon deck in my Yu-Gi-Oh cards that can beat all those
You
decks.
should totally...
In a
well,
hybrid Magic Yu-Gi-Oh game.
We will have to figure out the logistics of that later. But if
So
you're like,
remember...
okay, how about this?
Remember when I walked in here and I said I liked you more than I liked him?
Right.
I still like you more than I like him.
Even though I play Magic and he plays Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
That cemented it.
I'll tell you what though, Dick. If at any point in time you want to do this, I will totally play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh. If you play a game of Magic, because I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh the legitimate way.
Samesies!
Just all I'm saying is just like I'll play Yu-Gi-Oh, you play Magic. We'll find out if either of us like the other and stuff.
And you may or may not touch each other's dicks.
We
You
may or
don't
may not
know.
do butt stuff.
You don't
We're going
know.
back to it,
It's been so long since I played Yu-Gi-Oh.
dude. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Was that around the same time you were using the wiggle worm as a fleshlight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I called it.
I don't even. Is this like?
You remember?
Is there a story behind
Okay,
this?
remember when we were kids? Remember like the little like fucking like gelatinous tube?
And there was
like
like,
a little
literally
fucking
like you could
wiggle
shake it
worm?
around and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, there was, like,
it was like a
glitter.
shake weight for kids.
Yeah,
you
it
were
was like-
using.
Oh yeah,
that
I
as a
fucked the
flashlight?
shit out
Yeah,
of
he
it.
used it as a fucking fleshlight.
Don't tell me you never thought
Oh yeah,
about
fuck the shit out of it. I mean, like, yeah, obviously, but I also thought it was a good trainer for like girls giving hand jobs and stuff like that. But like, I never thought about sticking my dick in one.
Oh, I
like,
stuck my dick in it. I never used it
There's
as
a
a fleshlight.
hole, and it goes up and down
I mean,
very
like,
effortlessly.
how do
You can
even,
fuck one.
I mean, I'm just, we're getting into some weird stuff.
But back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Beholden.
Seriously,
The
though, back
wiggle
to
worm.
back to D&D though. You should totally at least
Just try it one time.
once.
Just one time.
I know,
I'm not opposed. I am not opposed. I've never been opposed.
Exactly.
For the record.
I will totally, like, we should definitely do, like, a D&D podcast. Do, like, a 6-episode thing. Or, like, maybe, like, a 5 or a 10-episode, like, podcast where it's, like, you know, about, each session's about an
Jot
hour
it
long
down.
or so.
Episode title.
We could totally just do, like, some sort of, like, you know, about an hour long, you know, one-off campaign. If we decide that we're going to do it from then on, do it.
Well, we've already got like 5 people that would want to do this.
I would absolutely down, dude. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying is I get off at 2 p.m. every single day.
Yeah.
I will absolutely play some D&D.
Maybe that could be our next Podcastrophe event.
Ooh, let's do that.
We could pair them together. I don't think that would be bad because I have all the stuff. Most of us have all the stuff.
I was gonna say, like, who would you want to DM?
I don't care.
Because I could totally DM too.
If
Like,
you want to do it,
I mean, like,
I'll let
I
you
feel
do
like
it.
we're still like 1-1 on campaigns and stuff. Because this is your first campaign.
This is the first one
I've only ever done one, and it's still kind of running and stuff. Which, speaking of which, let me tell you a funny story about the campaign.
Yeah, lay it
that
on
I'm
us.
running.
Lay it on us.
So, you don't have to really know D&D to know this, but let's say you're fighting a dragon. And they were going to fight a dragon. My party, like, that was going through the story, I had it set up so they were going to fight a motherfucking dragon.
Motherfucking dragon.
So, they got this legendary item earlier in the campaign called the Night Whistle. The Night Whistle was... Exactly. You literally just whistle, and you would be able to raise something nearby from the dead. If nothing was nearby, you would raise a skeleton. So they just killed a bunch of goblins, because they're in a goblin fortress, and the goblins apparently took this dragon somewhere. It was only like a wyvern or something. It was a baby dragon. It wasn't like a huge dragon, because obviously that wouldn't happen. But
Obviously.
they were level 2, I think, when this happened, and one of them was like, you know what, I'm going to use this Night Whistle. And they raised a goblin. A zomblin, if you will, because it was a zombie.
I see what
Right?
you did
I like
there.
Exactly, thank you. So, they go through this dungeon, and they get to the dragon. They have this zomblin with them. They eventually decide, like, after standing outside the door for, like, I would say about half an hour. Like, I mean, in real time, half an hour, they were
Right.
just standing outside, like, what are we going to do? Should we do this? Should we do that? I'm just
Shove
sitting here,
the
like,
goblin
staring
in
at
its
them.
ass.
Exactly. Like, should we use the zomblin as an anal bead? But
Right.
no, but they eventually decide, we're just going to open the door and shout in there. We're just going to be like, Calcrix, because that was the dragon's name. They're like, Calcrix, we've come for you. And it's like no response, you know, and stuff like that. It was an ice dragon, by the way. It was a blue dragon, I guess. So they eventually get into this fight, and they're like, we're going to try and capture it. And I was like, there's no way you're going to capture this dragon. So the guy who was in control of the zombie gauntlet, the Zomblin, eventually was just like, you know what, as my bonus action, I'm going to have the Zomblin, like, stab the dragon's tail into the ground, like, pin it into the ground. It's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, absolutely. This, like, half, like, beaten down dragon, or this half beaten down Zomblin is going to, like, he's, like, missing, like, a section of his body. I was like, there's no way he's gonna get this. Rolls a nat 20. Pins the dragon's tail into the ground, and I was just like, okay, I guess he somehow did that. Like, I didn't know how to react. I was just so mad.
Right.
And so they eventually captured the dragon, so I had to figure out a way. I'm like, there's no way they're supposed to actually have the dragon. Like, there's... we spent so long trying to, like, have them negotiate with the dragon and stuff, because, like, they can understand language, and it was just... It was such a tedious thing, and, like, it was just so unnecessary, because I was just like...
What were you trying to negotiate?
They were trying to negotiate having the dragon, like, be brought back to this thing, which was technically the main quest, but they were supposed to kill the dragon. The dragon was supposed to go down dying.
Hey, you! You're coming with us!
Exactly. That's exactly how it happened, and they're like, we bound it up, and they had it, like, pinned down and stuff, and they're like, we're only gonna let you go if you follow us, and you're gonna follow us back to your master. So they got about halfway through this, like, place, and then eventually I was just like, alright, so... The dragon steps over a magical rune and it teleports away and stuff. And it was because there was like a main overarching villain that like needed a dragon. So it was supposed to like almost die and then be taken away, but then they captured it and I was like, alright, so I gotta figure out a way to take it away.
You gotta think on your feet.
You really do. And that's the thing that nobody tells you about DMing is like, it's literally a job. It's a second piece of work, and it's fun work.
Well, don't get me wrong. People think you could just grab like a pre-written module and just read straight from the module while your players are playing.
You can't wing it. You cannot wing it.
Well, I mean, I wing a lot of it, and it works out for me because I'm really good at improv.
In certain situations,
opening that module, you can't just read line for line and then your players do whatever you're reading line for line. That's not how it works.
Because like the thing is like you'll have to be like, oh, you know as a DM to the west there's this dungeon that they're supposed to go to and stuff like that, and that progresses the story, but to the right there's this other village and it leads completely in the opposite direction of where the fuck they're supposed to be going, and they'll be like, yeah, I want to go right because whatever, let's fucking do it. And sometimes like as a DM, a good DM, you never say, oh well, that's like, you don't want to do that. You just say, yeah, so, and you just come up with something. But like, yeah, you really can't just be like, as a DM, you can't just be like, all right, well, let's just play this book. Yeah, this campaign works, blah, 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 and just, you come into the rocky falls of Cave Falderin. You can't see much, but there's a fucking torch lit in the background, and you may hear goblins snarling, and it's just like, you just read word for word and be like, all right, the players can do these 3 options. Please play with us, Dick.
What was that movie? Oh, there's some movie with like Danny McBride and James Franco. Your Highness.
Your Highness.
All of this is making me think of Your Highness because it's like a medieval movie or set a fantasy medieval
Monty
movie.
Python and the Holy Grail, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking this movie because there's like all this cussing.
Is that the one with Keira Knightley?
Yeah.
That wasn't Your Highness.
That was Your Highness.
No, that was called something else.
All I'm saying is, Monty Python and the Holy Grail is essentially what it is it's just a DM campaign. Like, it's a D&D campaign, and all the players are like, you know what, fuck all. Like, we're just gonna do whatever the hell we want. Eventually, he's just like...
You're right, I guess. And
oh, he had to prove you wrong.
How?
It's Natalie Portman, not fucking Keira Knightley.
Yeah, you got me there.
That's why I got confused.
Zoe Deschanel's in the movie, too. I don't know.
Fucking Natalie Portman's so hot.
Dude, Zoe Deschanel is pretty...
She's fucking hot.
Okay,
dude.
so you've seen Game of Thrones, right?
Ooh, sore subject.
Really? Yeah. Is it like the Twin Towers?
No, I am really behind on Game of Thrones. I've only watched up until season 3 because
so you've never seen Marjorie Tyrell. Have you seen Marjorie Tyrell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen her.
Who do you think is hotter? The girl who plays Sansa Stark or the girl who plays Marjorie Tyrell?
Marjorie Tyrell.
I'm gonna go
really?
Sansa.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go Sansa because redheads.
Alyssa, absolutely. Alyssa would always tell me, like, you know, that the girl who played Marjorie Tyrell was always.
She also
hotter. We got
voiced,
arguments about this.
I like her face, but
She voiced fucking
one time she
NPC
was naked.
in Mass Effect.
Exactly, but Sansa, oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Any day.
and we don't even get to see her naked ever.
Exactly, and I think it's just the mystery that allures me so much.
I'm just gonna agree to disagree with you fucks.
That's totally fine. Do you still like me more than Dick, though?
Yes.
All right.
100%.
Good. That's all I
No
need.
contest.
Thank you.
It's called continuity, folks.
In recent news, I guess we haven't really talked about this. I don't know if you guys have talked about this, but recently the Madden 2019.
That was actually one of my topics for today.
Let's talk about that
Let's
because
break this down.
I have some. Okay, so basically, for those of you who don't know, and I'm pretty sure you guys know, there was a contestant in a EA sponsored, like it was an EA sanctioned Madden 2019 tournament. And there was a contestant who has won the year before and the year previous to that, from what I've read and from what I've learned. He has been a pastime champion, lost a game, and was beaten out of the tournament, and returned with a single handgun and shot 11 people, killed 3, including himself.
Well, he didn't kill himself.
He did not kill himself?
I haven't
A
actually
lot of the
read-
headlines say that he killed himself.
Oh, really? I thought maybe police came in and shot him. I don't know.
Even still, like, there was a second suspect, I guess, on the... From what I read, there was a second suspect that's still alive and stuff, but there was definitely a dude who came in with a single handgun and just killed everyone, including himself. Not everyone, but, like, killed 3 people, shot 11. You know, there's a lot of people who are wounded and stuff. And, like, there's a video out there, like, your discretion advised, but there's a video out there where you can just hear the gunshots going off.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's been up on YouTube, or if it's still even up on YouTube, but I heard
It was. I saw it on Snapchat. That's how crazy it was. It was
The one that I
literally,
saw
like,
got taken down, like, within an hour of being posted.
It's just crazy, man. And then, like, now you're gonna get a flood of people just saying, like, oh, this is what happens with video games and stuff like that. And, like,
It's Madden.
It's literally
game.
football. It's
a football
fucking
game.
football. And that's what I'm saying. A lot more people die playing football, like, in real life, from concussions and actual bodily injuries than people do from playing video games and just shooting up fucking schools and shit. And, like, and now we can at least get away from the fact that it is modern warfare and it's Call of Duty and all this shit and, like, oh, it's shooter games. Shooter games cause people to want to shoot up schools and shit. No, this dude lost in a fucking football game and came around and fucking just started killing people.
You know what it was in 1999? Doom.
Exactly. It's always going to be... Video games are
Thank
always
you
going to get
for bringing
blamed
that
for
up,
bullshit.
because I was going to say that.
What have you got to add to this? I want to hear your thoughts on this whole situation.
Well, it's kind of a precarious situation because video games are still going to be blamed. Guns are still going to be blamed. Mental health is still going to be blamed.
Which, like...
And the issue...
You're naming all the sides, too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, ultimately, the issue is just that one person fucking snapped. One person. Not a group of people. Not an entire fucking generation.
It's one person.
One fucking individual.
And I would almost bet you, like, I'd probably bet $1,000 on this. He was on medication. I almost guarantee you he was on some sort of medication that helped him with some sort of thing. Because, like, they said, like, at the tournament, they're like, hey, so this guy, like, when they introduced him, they said, you're not going to get much of an expression out of this guy. He's strictly business. Like, he doesn't make friends here and stuff like that. And, like, every single shot of him was just totally in the zone. He was absolutely into this game, and he lost and then killed people. Like, how crazy is that? And, like, yeah, like you said, it does bring up a whole lot of, like, issues with, like, the gun issues, or video game issues, or mental illness in general. Honestly, just my own perspective, I think it was just a crazy person did a crazy thing. And it's shitty.
I don't know. In my experience, in my personal experience,
Right.
I have seen a few of my friends have some of their personal biggest freak out moments to video games. One being one of the Dragon Ball Z games.
Right.
And it's probably Budokai 3.
Exactly.
The other being any of the Madden games.
I've seen so many people get so aggressive
Freak
over
out.
football games. Exactly.
Freak the fuck
Why?
out over a
Why?
video game.
It's literally like people who get mad in Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything. You're mad because my cardboard was better than your cardboard. You're madder because I pressed plastic better than you.
Yep.
Like, how can you be upset about that? So much to the point that you're gonna kill people over it. Like,
It's just
it's not worth it.
it's just our competitive nature as human beings. You know, we are inherently competitive because
Yeah, but to the point where
well,
we're
just
going to
just
get...
just listen. Just let me finish. I'm gonna answer.
Go
What,
for it.
I'm gonna say what you're about to say in just a second. We are so inherently competitive because we had to compete to survive. It isn't our fucking genetic code to compete with everyone around us all the time.
But to the point that you would literally shoot someone.
That's when it goes, okay, your brain is not wired correctly, so a little bit more of that primal fucking instinct kicks in, and then you've got all the fucking jumbled up shit going on up here. Genetically, you're flawed already because you have all the fucked up shit up here, and then it all just hits at the same time. And then
And that's called a snap.
your instinct is to, well, they outcompeted me, now I have to kill them, and they'll never outcompete me again.
I can totally.
It's
understand
instinctual.
that. Are the comments saying anything right now?
Your dad...
Of course, of
Your
course.
dad
What
says-
did Nate say before you
Nate
go on?
said he had been in a mental health facility before, according to reports. Your dad, Alan Leroy Tyler Sr., says, before video games, it was rock and roll. Before that, comic books. Before
Mhm.
that, the automobile. Before that, the cotton gin. Before that, farming. And before that, parents blamed fire and walking upright.
He does that.
I like it.
Hi,
No,
Dad.
It's,
Hi, how you doing?
He's a character. I like this.
But I mean, it's just these situations need to be judged on a case-by-case basis.
They really
I
do.
totally do. Like,
You just can't loop tragedies into
The mass.
a fucking group and segment them. Well, this white guy killed a bunch of people. This black guy killed a bunch
yeah,
of
it was
people.
a Muslim, it was a
This-
Christian, it was this, it was that. I
Yeah.
totally understand that.
We're fucking people.
Everyone's
People
different.
are inherently fucked up. People are inherently violent.
We get fucking
People are inherently fucking competitive.
like
When the competitiveness and the violence and the fucked up all fucking mashed together, this is what happens.
and just like Dick said, like, you know, he's seen people get really upset over video games. Personally, I can't play like fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, anything like that. I get too mad. I literally just punch stuff.
I have thrown a controller through a TV
Exactly.
because I lost a Mortal Kombat game.
And the thing is I
Threw it.
I made a rule for myself
Threw
now.
it.
And this is, I feel like this is the difference between maybe myself and everyone else, or like just the difference between normal people and crazy people.
We're all crazy,
When
man.
I mean, oh yeah, but still, like I'm just saying, like the levels of
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
No,
But
I get what you're saying.
when I play a video game, if I get upset to the point that I break something that I personally own, I will never play that video game again. I played Overwatch one time, and I got so upset that we lost the objective and the game, and I was playing competitive, so my like ranking was going to go down. I threw my headset down, and my headset broke, and I decided from then on in, I was like, all right, I'm no longer playing this game, because when I get upset to the point that I break something I personally own, I get too mad, and I just won't play that game. That's how I control myself.
It's really funny that you mentioned like that you have that rule, because I mean I don't have that rule, but now that I'm thinking about it, the only time I've ever broken anything because of a video game, I don't know, I can't remember if I've told this story, but San Andreas.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Grand Theft Auto game? What happened?
Okay, so I had progressed to the very last mission.
Okay,
I'm gonna retell the story.
tell me.
If I
absolutely.
haven't already.
I don't think you've told the story on the podcast.
Okay, so I'm on the final mission of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The very first part of the mission, you got to bust into Big Smoke's fucking fortress, crack fortress. You gotta procure a tank.
I wish I had that crack fortress.
Back to butt stuff.
It's like a it's like a 3-tier fucking mission. You gotta procure a tank. You gotta steal this tank because there's riots going on. So there's a riot control tank, with
Right.
the hose and all that, and then you use that to bust through into the crack fortress. Then you gotta fight your way up to Big Smoke, and then you gotta kill Big Smoke. And then after that, Officer Tenpenny's like, hey, motherfuckers, and takes off with a fucking fire truck. Oh, what's that? Your brother Sweet's on the back of it, hanging on for his life on a ladder.
So you gotta go fucking
You gotta chase him down.
Yeah.
All through San Andreas. It's a hell of a final mission. Hell of a final mission. I probably went through, I don't know how many. I seriously don't know how many times I had to restart just to get to Big Smoke. And then after I got to Big Smoke, I had to restart so many times doing the chase thing, because I was really bad at, like, chasing and car.
Absolutely. I can't do those either.
I was in 8th grade. And,
Okay.
I'm a little better about that shit now. Given I haven't.
Still, like, you're
Yeah.
different. Like, video game skills are like school ability. Like, it's educational ability. You're better at certain video games than you are at others.
Exactly.
But
so, I'm following them. I finally get, and I had the strat guide. My dad got me the strat guide for Christmas.
rating games, I love them.
Oh, so I knew what I had to do for this mission.
Right.
After a certain point, the end game was Sweet falls off. You had to position your car underneath him so that he falls onto the hood of your car and you save him.
Wow.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, exactly.
14 years later.
Woo!
So I finally got to the point where it was time. It was time to catch him. I finally made it. I finally got to that point in the game without failing.
Yeah.
I positioned him. His shadow's right on the hood of my fucking car. Oh my god, it was glorious. I knew I was bringing it home. I was fucking bringing it home.
Right.
He falls off. Falls through my car.
Oh no.
Dies. Mission fails. I stand up and I fucking spike my fucking controller on the fucking ground.
Absolutely.
Completely shatter it.
Absolutely.
I couldn't play OG Monster Hunter for like 5 months because I didn't have the balls to tell any of my family I need a new controller for my PS2.
Right.
Because I shattered it. I didn't want my family to be like
just know
that I
hey,
had
got
so much.
mad at a video
I got so mad at a video game that I destroyed. I think I kept like the triangle, circle, square, X buttons.
Right.
Just as like a memento of my anger.
You could have just lied and said that you accidentally stepped on it.
And when it's shattered, it's literally dust.
It was basically.
Oh my goodness.
Like it was done.
Okay, so my most recent like mad video game moment, aside from Overwatch and breaking my
For the
headset,
record, I haven't played San Andreas since. And
Really?
You just made me think of that. I'm like, holy shit, I haven't. That was the only time it's
you
ever
gotta
happened.
go back. You gotta do it again. You gotta beat the mission. Beat the game. Dick, come on.
Go on.
Alright, so... so, something that I used to get really upset about, this was way back when I used to live in Idaho. I was playing on an Xbox 360. Oh yeah, it was crazy. I lived a crazy life.
New
Dick.
York, Idaho.
New York to Indiana to Idaho to Indiana. I've been through pretty much the top entire belt of the U.S. But there's a
He's
time
been to all the cool places.
I don't doubt it. You seem like the type of person to be in all the cool places of the U.S. so far.
Thank you. I've lived a lot of places.
Right? But I was playing in Idaho, home of the potato,
I
which
like
obviously doesn't have.
We get
right?
vodka from potatoes, so Idaho's pretty badass.
Right.
I like
It was a decent time. It was very Christian, very anti-video game. They got to play Modern Warfare 3 for I think an hour every 2 weeks. Is the person where I got this Xbox 360 from. It was my girlfriend at the time's parents. And it was because one of their sons bought it. So I got this Xbox 360 and I started borrowing it. And I started playing Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, it's Scholar, it has all the DLC and stuff like that, it's going to be really cool. I wound up getting to the very last boss of the game, where it's, I don't know if have you played Dark Souls 2?
I have been NG plus 15 in every Dark Souls game, and Bloodborne.
Okay, so you basically know the queen at the very end, you have to fight the queen. And I remember I was doing this with no assist, so there was nobody to summon for me, and I was doing it by myself. I was like, I'm doing this unassisted, completely all the way through. I have beaten every single boss. I have unlocked every single quest. I'm ready to 100% complete this game. Aside from doing like the whole like don't get hit, don't do this run.
Right.
Because there's like a hit where like you can't die once, or like you can't get hit once, or something like that. It's crazy. But I was just beating the queen, and it took me, at least 3 days, because I would just get so mad at the game that I was like, you know what? Turn off the entire console and be like, I win. You can't get the best of me. I'm not going to get mad over you, and I'd walk away, and then 20 minutes later I'd come back and do it. But I just remember beating that final boss, and I was just raised my controller up in the air, and I just stood up, and I was like, yes! And then, I hear this voice, and it's the fucking stupid-ass little blob bitch that I don't remember his name, but I will call him Blob Bitch, because that's fitting for this
Blob
podcast. But he, said, oh, you think you're done? Blah, blah, blah. You're, blah, blah, blah. You're going to be the Lord Vessel, da-da-da-da-da. Fucking comes out of the ground. If you get near him, you take fire damage, and you will just die instantly if he hits you with literally anything. So you run around for most of this time, and it took me, I think solid 2 weeks, and every single time that I would die, I would just have to turn off the console and walk away for 20 minutes, and then come back to it. Because I was just that upset.
But it's so rewarding.
It was so rewarding to beat it. So, which is why you need to beat San Andreas. It'll be so rewarding that it's been such a long time.
I remember as a child, I used to rage at Pokemon Snap. That was fun.
I never played
Yeah, that's
Pokemon
pathetic.
Snap. I will tell
didn't
you
rage
that.
that much. I can't remember what I was trying to do.
Catch fucking Rhydon with butt stuff?
What?
Trying to catch Rhydon doing butt stuff.
Oh.
We're back to it! We're doing it again!
I think...
Mommy, what's that Nidoran doing to that other Nidoran?
What's Nidoran doing to Nidorina?
Nidoran and Nidorina and Rhydon were not in Pokemon Snap. Everybody knows this.
I mean, except for the people who haven't played Pokemon Snap like me. I know, it's terrible. I know, I'm a terrible person.
No, you're not.
It's
He's
funny,
terrible.
so
Aww.
decades later, I played it again. And I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I know a thing about the principles of photography now. And all of my pictures just could not beat my original pictures from 3rd grade.
Yes.
And I'm
I
I was like, okay, fuck this. I'm throwing out everything I know about photography. And then I started beating it. I started beating my old pictures. I'm like, yeah!
There was a point in time that I went back to original Pokemon Blue and Red and
Nice.
Yellow, and I don't understand how I ever did it as a kid, because it's hard as hell when trying to play now as an adult, and I don't understand why.
Pick Venusaur.
It's not hard for me.
I mean, yeah, because Venusaur, if you pick Bulbasaur from the beginning, it's the easiest mode, but I always pick Charmander, so it's the hardest.
I always pick Squirtle. So.
Really?
Well, it
Charmander
depends.
is considered easy mode.
No, Bulbasaur is definitely considered easy mode. What's Ivysaur doing? His best.
His best. I know that meme.
Even still,
if I'm I have blue, red, yellow.
Okay.
Red, I pick Charmander. Blue, I pick Squirtle.
Right.
And then yellow, you get them all.
You obviously, yeah, you get Pikachu to begin with, and then you just get everything else, so it doesn't matter. But even still, okay, how do you feel about the new Pokemon game that's coming out for the
I'm
Switch?
pretty fucking pumped.
Dude, same.
Segue.
I'm really fucking pumped.
I honestly, if you reach into that blue bag right there,
I don't know that I want to.
Yeah, I have my Switch in there.
And his anal beads.
And my anal beads. My anal beads are actually the Joy-Con controllers from my Switch.
Yeah, I don't have a Switch
You'll notice
yet.
they are no longer red or blue, they are only brown.
Only brown. Yeah, I don't have a Switch yet, neither does he. We both plan on getting our Switches
they are so fun.
sometime in November.
I will, spoiler alert, Switches are awesome. Everyone who can get one, just get one. They're such a great investment. Because you can dock it and play it on your TV, and then when it's okay, well, I have to go now, but I don't want to stop playing this game, literally take the Joy-Con controllers out of the, the metal, controller thing that they come in, snap it onto either side of the Switch, pick it up and go. And I do that all the time.
I don't play mobile games, so I would only play it on my TV.
I've been playing Breath of the Wild for the past, almost month. It's been so great. Just
Yeah,
being able to,
I have it on Wii U.
It's so, I don't know, it's so beautiful
It's
on the
fantastic.
Switch. It's such a great game.
The story's a little weak, but
The story is a little weak. I have noticed that. It is a
the
little
weapon
weak.
the weapon degradation really pissed me off too.
That is kind of bullshit. And then the only thing that the only weapon that won't break on you is the Master Sword, but
Which still breaks on you.
Exactly, and it'll break on you, but it'll be oh yeah, you gotta wait 10 minutes real time to use it. Don't ever play Breath of the Wild. You'll just fucking hate it. Breath of the Wild is a piece of shit.
That is the opposite.
Quote Alan Tyler.
That's the opposite of what I've heard from everyone.
It's not a piece of shit. It's a
It's not.
fantastic
It's
game.
fucking great.
No,
But
yeah.
it's got a shit.
The weapon
mechanic.
degradation and the fucking storyline are both very weak.
Well, I mean, I can understand the storyline being weaker compared to the other games because, I mean, apparently they made this game huge.
It's so big, and like that's the thing. Is like I heard
You gotta make sacrifices.
recently. I heard recently that Nick Maxon like beat it. I don't know exactly how long ago it was, but
I was at his house a couple weeks ago, and he was just beating one of the fucking mystical beasts.
and he beat the entire game. And you know what the percentage of completion that he got on it by the time that he beat it? 33%. That's how big it is. You can do a shit ton of things, and you're still only like a quarter of the way there, not even.
Yeah, I think
he
I got
didn't
like
even do all
70%.
that. Tom did.
Exactly.
His 5-year-old, 6-year-old son did a lot of it.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, as far as Zelda goes, you're never gonna beat Twilight Princess's story.
Exactly.
Twilight Princess is the best one. In the series.
Honestly, though, like honest opinion, Ocarina of Time is for me. I like
That's
the Ocarina of Time.
you bring too
so
much nostalgia into it, though.
I mean,
That's why
even still, I
in
beat
good
it
conscience
when
I
I
can
was-
say Twilight Princess was the best.
I beat it when I was. I mean, like even still, Link to the Past was still a fantastic story, regardless.
It's
Like
okay.
both of those were. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I only beat Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time when I was about 19 years old. I never beat it as a kid because Water Temple.
Right, Water Temple.
And not having an N64 for the majority of my life also
Right.
kind of sucked.
God, I remember watching my uncle to go through the water temple, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "What the fuck?"
And the
It's-
cat was like, "What the fuck?"
People who
Yeah.
say video games suck obviously have never beaten the Water Temple. Just saying.
It's very
so
satisfying.
it's
Like,
satisfying.
my
once you
dick was
beat
hard
it.
for about 3 weeks.
I was at full, like at least half chub.
Well, I'm
For the
always
majority.
Full half chub.
I'm always
Full half chub.
I'm always 3/4 chub.
Always.
24 hours a day, 365.
Gotta be prepared for anything.
I gotta be ready for any situation.
I had a manager that one time. He was very short, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm about 5 foot standing up, 6 foot laying down." It just always cracked me up.
What are you guys doing back here? Touching dicks?
Back from my days of
The days of ye.
working in food. My
It's-
manager, he would always ask us, like, if we were just in the back like talking or something, like, you know, not working, time theft, if you
Time
will,
theft.
if you will.
Exactly.
He'd walk back and be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing back here? Touching dicks? Get to work."
Yes.
And then one time, like, I was up front and people were in the back, and he's like, he looks at me, he's like, "What the fuck are they doing back there? Like, just are they back there fucking just touching dicks?" And he was up on the make table, and he like he positioned his hand like in his crotch like it was his dick, and he's like like just like slapping it on the make table, just like
Oh my goodness.
it's like they're just back there touching dick. And I'm like, Jesus, fuck,
Cool thing
Damon.
is now that- Cool thing is I just like just today became a leader in my workplace and stuff like that, which is pretty cool because I've never been in a real position of power before.
Oh
It's,
god.
So-
it's so
oh,
great,
yeah,
especially in
corrupting.
food.
It's exactly. I
In
feel like
food, it's amazing.
I feel like it's gonna be like the worst thing in the entire world because like
It will.
there's gonna be a lot of times where I'm gonna have to play Captain Dickhole where it's like I'm gonna have to give you a write up because you've done this or you've done that.
Oh, I didn't have that kind of power. I just had somebody wants to talk to the manager? Okay.
I had the somebody wants to talk to the manager. I get that, but I also have to deal with the whole like if crew members are like, you know, not doing what they're supposed to, if they're texting on their phone online and stuff like that. I have to deal with that now, which is pretty cool. But considering the fact that I haven't had a day off in like 3 weeks, kind of sucks. I'm so busy all the
Well,
time.
we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a funny story.
Go ahead.
Friday at work, a guy and I were doing panels, and this other guy that just recently started working at the shop walked in and asked us something, and he recently like shaved his head, but he's got a really big, he's a ginge, but he's got a really big fucking red beard, and he when he
So he's a Mike Smith.
but
I
like
saw Mike Smith today.
wait,
actually.
just let me finish. So he wears a flat billed hat to work every day, but he fucking the front of his hat always covers his eyebrows. Like this. Like, always.
Oh my god.
Like, no matter what, it's always covering his eyebrows.
Audio listeners, please tune into the live feed.
How fucking weird
You have to
like,
see this.
It is always, his hat is always covering his eyebrows. And it's like,
You're making me uncomfortable.
It's like he's always like half-assed, like he has to look up to see anybody. So that's not the story though. So we were back in another part of the shop doing panels, and he walked in there to ask us something, and then he immediately turned around and walked out. And it was one of those like epiphany type moments. I just looked up to the guy that I was working with, and I said, "Hey Corey," or "Hey Corbin," and he goes, "Yeah," and I said, "Does Oz kind of remind you of Thanos?" Hold on. And he goes, "Yeah, I mean, the way that his face is, and, you know, with the bald head now and the beard, he kind of looks like Thanos." And I said, "Yeah, like a trailer park Thanos." Trailer park Thanos.
Hashtag trailer park Thanos.
Oh my god, we need a trailer park Thanos shirt.
Nate Phillips, get on it.
I need a trailer park Thanos shirt.
I also
Stat.
really want to see Thanos with a beard. I think that'd be bad.
Well, he's got one.
Like Josh Brolin.
It's his
Thanos.
fucking tentacles. That's his beard.
Yeah, that's just his beard. Is the
So
butt
far,
cheek.
we have for top episode titles: Beholden the Wiggle Worm and Trailer Park Thanos.
Trailer Park Thanos is pretty. It's pretty
Behold,
solid.
Trailer Park Thanos' wiggle worm.
Too long. Too long.
Way
We've
too-
had fucking episode titles
Yeah,
that
I
are
don't
twice
like.
as long.
I don't like going that long.
You should
All
just
right.
do an episode
My
title
vote is
like.
Trailer Park Thanos, but
I second the Trailer Park Thanos thing.
We'll see where we're at at the end of the episode.
right.
We still got at least a half hour.
Real quick, since we're on the topic of
Trailer Park
having,
Thanos.
No, I was gonna say
Plus
since
stuff?
we're on the topic of. Well, I mean, we will come back to pegging later, but what I'm saying for now is since we have a half hour left,
Ish.
should we Doom Room plug?
What do you want to plug?
Dude, we're gonna Doom Room plug the random band
Oh fuck yeah, we are.
Dude, okay, so basically the Doom Room has put together this entire slew of festivals,
God, I
or like
love
an
it when
entire
people use
festival.
the word slew.
Dude, it's so great. I
God, it
love
gives me
slew.
full fucking chub.
Full chub, not boner, but full chub.
Full chub.
I'm liking it. So, the Doom Room has been so gracious as to hold a random band challenge, and basically what it is like we all basically said what instruments we can play,
We filled a
what
form
we can
out.
do exactly, and they chose random names from like basically just from the draw of a hat, and they said, all right, you're gonna be in a band with these people, and Dick and I both happen to be in separate bands for the random band challenge. Hashtag Doom Room plug.
Hey, could
But-
I have signed up for that to play like the fucking like cymbals, or the fucking
I don't know.
tambourine?
You should be in our band to play the tambourine.
Can I
We
play the
definitely
tambourine?
need it.
I don't know. I think it only gave options of vocals, guitar, bass, and drums.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
like I
Or
like,
other.
like I'll show it. Yeah, others a fucking tambourine.
other
man.
is tambourine.
I
That's
put,
what the
like,
title's going to be.
like-
Other is
And
tambourine.
you
like,
had a
I can
secondary
get-
option.
I can get fucking a tambourine from Captain No Tooth over there, like right now.
Oh yeah. You had a secondary option. It's like, okay, if you don't get vocals, what else can you play? And I put
'Cause
other,
everyone-
and then it asked to say what other is, and I'm like, I play guitar and bass, but I'm not good at either.
Exactly. Like, I made sure to expressly let Nick know that I'm strictly a rhythm guitarist. But it's really cool because Van Smith and Austin Hill are both in my band. And Van Smith is a really good lead guitarist. And I feel like he's going to be able to teach me a couple things about, like, what we're going to be doing.
I can play the tambourine.
You should absolutely
Can you play the
tambourine
spoons?
with us.
No,
Show up on December.
but I can clack two spoons
And
together.
here's the thing, though.
Well, you can play tambourine for his band. You can play spoons for mine.
Here's the thing,
Can
though.
I do washboard for yours?
I really want spoons. I've always wanted spoons, and I really want to do a heavy metal cover of Red Solo Cup.
Can I?
I would absolutely
Can
do
I
that.
just clang red solo cups together?
Okay, we can meet in the middle.
You can, yeah, we have the technology.
Can
We
I
can clack red solo
can I
cups
take
together.
fishing line and poke holes in the bottom of red solo cups and make like a red solo cup noisemaker? So it's like a tambourine,
Clack,
the
clack, clack, clack,
spoons,
clack, 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 clack.
and red solo cups all at the same time.
And then whale noises.
So
Yes.
tell us who's in your
Narwhal
band.
noises.
So, my band is. I'm not gonna remember everybody because there's
People.
there's people. And I'm already 2 beers in, which is kind of shameful. But you know what?
Hey, episode
Cool.
50, I got fucking tanked off about 2.5 beers. So
I was gonna say I had a wonky nuggets and I'm feeling kind of wonky, but I
That's
know
so
for
nasty.
fact there is Cody
8.2.
Clem,
Yep.
Austin Hill, Van Smith, David Linder, Ryan Lewis, and myself.
it's like
and-
7 people.
Right? There's a lot of people, but
There's
the
a lot
thing
of
is,
dudes.
like
I don't have that
I
many
can't-
people in my band.
I
What the
can't.
fuck?
I feel like it was just because Austin is the second vocalist. Like we have David Linder and Austin Hill as our vocalists and stuff.
Yeah, so
like
you got
that.
a punk guy and some guy that's never actually been in a band.
But still will be good. I've never
Yeah.
been in a Doom Room band either. I've never been in a band at all,
Yeah.
actually. But I feel like we're still going to do pretty well. But the thing is like, I just feel like, okay, so first off,
You have a
December
Trailer
15th,
Park Thanos.
Exactly, we have a Trailer Park Thanos.
You have a Trailer Park Thanos. That should be the name of your band.
December.
Linder.
Oh no, we already
What?
have
Linder.
No, I'm
We
saying
have-
Austin.
Austin. Is
That's
the
Trailer Park.
Thanos?
That's like Trailer Park Thanos' brother, Trailer Park Cthulhu.
Trailer Park Beelzebubbles.
Fucking tentacle mouth.
Tentacle mouth.
He looks like a fucking mind flayer.
I'm pretty
Dude,
excited
he's
about
so
my band.
great.
Like,
I know. We came up with our idea and stuff, and I feel like you already told me you know what our
I know what
thing
your
is.
idea is. I
We're
know what your
keeping
theme
it
is.
under wraps right now.
I won't say nothing.
Exactly. I
'cause
know you won't and stuff.
I've been
but
sworn to
told it-
secrecy.
I've had others sworn to secrecy too and stuff,
I
and
start
they're not
putting my
part of
moves
like
on you.
this
I'll get
entire
that
group.
fucking information right now.
But what I'm saying is December 15th, North End Pub. Be there to watch all of us play. Hashtag Doom Room plug.
I got Brian Bosner from the Mound Builders. I got Jake Quintanilla from fucking Mines Horizon on bass. Brian's on guitar. I got Mike Smith from Yesterday's Chips
And you're the vocalist.
on guitar. I'm vocals. I got Chuck Hawley on drums, formerly of And Architecture. Like, it's gonna be nuts. I'm not even the best vocalist in the band. I'm like literally the most mediocre person in the band.
But
Well,
I mean, do you have
I mean, in
to
your
be the
defense,
best?
you're like the most mediocre human being alive.
That's so rough.
I strive for 30%
Yes.
all the
I
time.
always give 38%.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I really hope and you know like we had a dinner last Friday at the Lafayette Brewing Company to discuss what we wanted to do with the band, like where we're practicing, when we're practicing, and like we settled on Thursdays for practice at Chuck's dad's in Clarksville. I'm not too fond of that idea, but
I mean-
whatever. It's okay. It's once a week,
Yeah.
whatever. But like they're talking about like like all of them are in agreement that none of them want to do what they already do in their current bands.
Alright.
And I'm like, man, this is gonna get way too experimental, and I'm not gonna be into it. But because if I'm not vibing the music, I'm not gonna write for it. You know.
Just treat it like butt stuff. Just get really drunk.
Just get
Just
really
let it
drunk
happen.
and wing it.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun. See, but I want to take it seriously.
No, I'm saying
We're pretty
like, you
not
don't-
serious
you don't
I
fuck
know
about
you
it.
guys
you
are
don't-
not serious.
you
It's
take
so
butt
good.
stuff seriously, Blaine. You only let butt stuff happen if you're fucking 3 sheets to the wind. So get fucking 3 sheets to the wind, fucking feel the music, and then write some shit.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not even the best vocalist in the band. The bass player is the best vocalist in the band.
Why don't you guys? Why don't you guys do it in tandem?
I didn't even know he could do anything.
Why don't
other
you
than
guys
vocals.
stroke each
He's
other off?
amazing. He's Jake is an amazing vocalist.
Dude, I'm playing with a couple legends myself. I feel like I'm living to a lot of expectations here.
Cody is an amazing drummer.
And Van is just the
Van
best
is
lead
Van is a
guitarist I've
great
ever seen.
thrash guitarist. I wouldn't say he's the best guitarist I know, but he is good.
Have you
He is
seen
excellent.
some of his Boner Joe work though?
Oh, yeah.
He does great.
Boner Joe? He's not in Boner Joe.
You're right.
Oh yeah, he's the tech for Boner Joe.
Yeah, right. I forgot.
Richie
Where
Rips.
I wonder where Boner Joe is right now.
I don't
Probably
know.
somewhere in Europe or maybe Canada. Probably.
They're always like they tour South America a lot.
It's where South America. So like maybe Guatemala.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Ecuador.
around there. Ecuador probably. Yeah. There's somewhere around here. I can't wait for them to come back though.
They're looking for fucking Escobar's fucking gold.
Looking for Escobar's gold.
I don't know where to go from here.
Do you have anything
Let's
to
go
talk
back
about?
Let's go back. Well, let's go back to pegging.
Oh.
We promised we'd go back to this. So like, how do you feel about
Can we
pegging,
not?
Dick? Can we not?
I've never experienced it.
Neither have I. That's
Are
the
you
thing.
interested in experiencing
I
it?
don't know. Please
If so, hit
please
me up.
define pegging for the audience.
I'm gonna leave this
Okay,
one up.
so-
asking
Alright.
for a friend.
So pegging, for those who don't know, it is when a woman loves a man very, very much, and the man loves the woman very, very much, that sometimes she will strap on a dildo,
Oh man.
if you
A
would.
big penis.
A
a
giant,
lot of penis.
just a lot of penis, excessive amounts of penis, and basically they just have sex with a man and stuff. And is that considered gay? Would you consider that gay?
100%.
You would consider that gay?
Yes. Getting penetrated by an imitation penis to me is gay.
But the thing is, it's not a woman.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's
just the fact that
2018.
it is
It's
penis.
2018. You can't assume their gender. Number one, they might have
But-
been a man at some time.
But
They
if
might
it
have been a
were,
man.
Then it would just be homosexual sex.
They
and
might
not
have. Wait. But it's not. It's not penis to penis contact or penis to anus contact. So is it really homosexual sex?
See, that's what I'm wondering. That's
Well,
what I'm asking.
let me go farther. It could have been a man who shape changed into a woman, who then made the transition back into a man,
Hey,
but
Harry,
doesn't
do
have
you
a-
need that
but
shit?
doesn't have a penis.
I hope you're happy, Nate Phillips. I really hope you're happy with us getting back on this topic. We've covered everything.
I broke
at
Blaine.
this point. Yeah, Blaine is just. He's just. How are you doing? How
It's
you
just
doing?
weird.
Shit, we finally have a comment again.
Oh! Who
And
is
it's
it?
your fiance.
What is Miranda saying?
Oh wow. She says I literally went up behind Blaine the other night while he was bent over and asked if he wanted pegged. I said no.
Did you
No,
say
she
no?
says no, it's not gay. There's nothing wrong with experimenting.
No, there's nothing wrong with
I-
experimentation, but if on a regular basis you're asking your significant other or a female to strap up and plow you,
But that's the thing.
that's
It's like,
gay.
but is it gay?
And it's not
for-
wrong. I'm not
So,
saying that gay is
but,
wrong.
But is it gay for a woman to stick a finger up there? That's also gay. Because it's-
Penetration with the anus to me is gay.
I just feel like gay is just so.
It's just gay. Okay, so here, let me.
Is it gay or is it homosexual?
Hold on.
I guess.
Let me. Well, that's the same thing. Let me break this down for you a little bit.
We're so PC here.
If Blaine comes over to me right now and starts going down on me, I'm not gay.
Nate Phillips says, pagan, you'll never know if you never try. You never try if you never know.
Exactly. It's like D&D.
Hold on, wait a minute.
D&D.
If Blaine comes over here and starts going down on me right now on the live stream, that doesn't make me gay.
That makes you banned on Facebook.
I'm just getting my dick sucked. Well, they don't have to see it.
They don't have to see it. They just have to know. It's
I mean,
just
he
gonna
could-
be
he
me
could be-
sitting
yeah,
in a chair,
Yeah.
and you guys are just off.
Karina says, a guy asked me to peg him once. I wasn't into it.
I don't.
So, but, I mean, if
Alex Taylor, if you're in here, send a screenshot of your Cards Against Humanity suggestions. She actually, so I was at the bar the other night.
Right.
I was at the Vault, and my friend Alex.
shittiest bar in Lafayette,
Oh, whatever.
It
Okay, in
is.
terms of the beer, yeah, but I
it is
enjoy
the shittiest bar.
But I
in
enjoy the
Lafayette.
people that I know that
Yeah,
are
they
there.
can go to other bars too and make those great.
You're not wrong.
Very rarely am I.
I love the staff. Anyway, so my friend Alex is like, she says, so I sent in suggestions for Cards Against Humanity for white cards and black cards, and holy shit, that list was like what she put down was just gold.
Did they accept it?
I don't know, but I want her to post it in the comments if she's still here. If she doesn't post it in the comments, I will actually post it on the page if she ever sends it to me.
You said Alex Taylor.
Yeah.
Do you know where she went to school at?
Alexander Taylor.
Do you know where she went to school
I
at?
do not.
Because if she went to Frankfurt High School, then I know that Alex Taylor. But if she did not, then I don't know that Alex Taylor. I know of an Alex Taylor that I went to high school with. She was really cool.
Alexander Dale Taylor.
I could not tell you.
So anyway, back to being gay.
But why is it gay though? Like, I want to know.
Wait. If Blaine goes down on me, that doesn't make me gay. That makes him gay because he's sucking dick.
It depends.
But you're getting your dick sucked by a man.
Okay, now wait a minute.
Gay is
Wait a minute.
Oh my goodness.
If I stick my dick through a glory hole and get sucked off, I don't know what's on the other side of that glory hole. If it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You don't know. You can't be gay or straight based on getting your dick sucked off in a glory hole.
Schrodinger's
fucking glory hole.
Yeah.
Schrodinger's glory hole. That is the fucking episode title. Write that down.
So okay, so it's the same. It's the same thing. Like that.
But no,
that doesn't make me gay.
I don't think that it is though, because if you're going through a glory hole, then that is something like okay, you're going into a glory hole. You don't know what's on the other side. Therefore, you are oblivious to it. You don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but if you know a guy is sucking you off and you are allowing that, that's totally gay.
Or you just want your dick sucked. It doesn't matter who sucks it. That doesn't make you gay.
I feel like it does though. And like if
If you were actively going to suck a dude's dick though, that makes you gay. I'm sorry.
But if you're getting your dick sucked by a guy, that's not gay.
No.
But then why is it a girl, like any penetration of the anus? You know we have an actual, like us guys, we have a gland in our anus that is meant, like it's our prostate. If you get your prostate like rubbed and stuff like that,
yeah.
Exactly. You will have an orgasm. Does that make you gay because you have your prostate rubbed?
Yes.
Like 5 minutes ago, Miranda said the man's G-spot is there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's already.
I don't need my G-spot stimulated because
penis is fine.
the highest
exactly.
the highest concentration of nerve endings in my entire body is in the tip of my penis, and it is that way for a scientific and genetic purpose.
Science.
Science rules. Bill Nye, science guy.
Bill.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm not. Don't. Someone is gonna misunderstand what I'm saying as fucking LGBTQ plus hate. I don't give a shit. As long as you don't bother me, I don't fucking care. But I mean, having shit shoved in your ass is gay to me. I'm sorry, it is.
But okay, so gay and homosexual, it's not necessarily an action. It's a preference, and so in those being, it's a sexual preference. Those being, so if you're a male and you're into male, that's homosexual.
Also
That's what I'm
known as
saying.
gay.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, like, gay covers just, like, just
Everything.
homosexuality in general.
Yeah, that's why gay is a lot shorter of a word than homosexual.
But that's the thing.
And we
is,
are on a
like,
podcast and I'm drinking, so it's a lot easier to say.
Yeah, I agree.
And I agree with that, but I'm
completely
just
agree.
saying,
But
like,
the action itself is
it is homosexual,
It doesn't-
it is gay.
the
If it is
action.
homosexual, it is gay.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
the action itself can't be homosexual or gay. It depends on if a man or a woman is doing it to another man or a woman.
If you were having, I feel like, this is my opinion, if I feel like you were having a sexual relation with someone of the same gender, you were gay. But if you were having a sexual relation with someone of a different gender, you're not gay. And I'm not talking about like, oh, if you're getting sucked off by a dude, but they say they're a woman, that's not gay. No, that's still gay. Because you're still a dude. And stuff like that. But if it's like, if a woman is sucking me off, that's not gay. If a woman is sticking a finger up my butt, I don't know why she would. I don't like that. But it would not be gay.
That
like,
to me
that's
is gay.
See, I just don't. I can't. Agree.
Actions can't be gay.
Actions cannot be gay.
How?
Because gay is male to male or female to female. It's same sex.
But it's
not-
2018. There's no such thing as gender. I identify as a meat popsicle.
I identify as a meat popsicle.
Gay is more emotional than y'all giving it credit, or lesbian, not just physical. We are all sexual beings, just depends on what gets you off. Miranda also says, I don't hear you screaming science in the bedroom, babe. Well, here's to you tonight! Science!
I mean,
Science!
people can fucking hate on me and call me a bigot all day.
No, that's not
No,
what
I'm not done. I'm not done saying
you're
what
not
I'm gonna
getting
say.
any hate,
No,
obviously.
No, I will. Someone is going to be triggered by things that I say over the next part of the conversation. There are only two genders. There is male and female.
But the thing is I agree with you. I
I
don't believe in gender fluid or anything
No.
like that. Like it's.
I
Not,
cannot wake up.
Gender fluid is a concept.
I cannot wake up tomorrow and say, "Yep, I'm a meat popsicle."
Miranda, we're not thinking too hard on this. She says, you guys are thinking way too hard on this. I mean, we're not thinking too hard.
I feel
we are
like I'm thinking
discussing.
so hard. I need.
We're
I
having a discussion.
think, and this is my personal opinion, I think a man having something shoved, put, or touching his asshole is a homosexual action.
If you like have like a wedgie and your underwear is touching your butthole, does that make you gay?
That is something that is an inanimate object that was not put there on purpose
But what if it was?
by another being.
But what if it was? People can give you wedgies. What are you talking about? People can give you wedgies. I can give you a wedgie right now if I
The
really
goal was
wanted
not
to.
pleasure. In that instance, the goal is torment
The
and
goal
pain.
was not pleasure. Please write that
Torment
down.
and pain. I'm not writing that down.
I don't know. I feel like homosexual is just male on male anything. If you are getting your
Male
dick
on male
sucked-
or female on female.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Thanks for correcting.
That's why it's easier just to say gay.
Exactly. But I feel like if you are being gay, you are a man who is sucking a penis or having your penis sucked by a male. If you are a woman and you are having your pussy eaten by a woman or you are eating pussy, you know, you are gay. That is homosexual. But opposite genders, like, it doesn't work like that to me, at least. Like,
And that's fair. I think having shit touch your bum is gay. That's why I don't like shit touching my
what is
bum
this?
bum.
Let's just find out when he sleeps, and then let's just have something touch his bum.
I just don't agree
Like a
with
long
how
one.
you're saying it.
Just like
it's not gay. It's just you don't like it.
it's just different.
You just don't like it.
No. It is something that homosexual people do.
It is something that homosexual people do, but homosexual people also, like, eat cake. Is eating cake gay? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying!
Oh my
you-
god.
That's all I'm saying!
You caught me in the loop.
You
caught me in the loop.
You got me!
Do you like that cake, you queer?
That's not. See, now you're making it sound like I'm attacking gay people.
You know what
That's
else
not what I'm
homosexual
doing.
people do? They
I
eat
gotta
pizza.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Right over there.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Fine.
Now I'm being
I'll
There's
figure
one
it out.
down here.
I will figure
There's
this
only
out.
so many rooms down
Now I'm
this
the
basement.
bigot. Now I'm personally attacking gay people.
You're not. I get it. I get what you're saying. I know you're not trying to hate, and I genuinely hope the audience doesn't feel that way.
I mean, okay, so here's another a little bit of science fun fact to back this up. The likelihood that a man and woman contact AIDS through unprotected sex, vaginally, is like a 64th of a man and a man having anal intercourse. It is a fraction of the percentage.
Yeah. Why is that? Like, what makes
Because your ass is not meant to have shit shoved in it.
Well, no, obviously.
Okay? So when a man shoves a penis in another man's ass, it is detrimental to the ass and the penis because they're not meant to go that place. So it damages the anus, it damages the penis. It's a slightly abrasive environment, and there is
Yeah.
never enough lubrication. Ever. So, because of the breaking of the skin, your likelihood of AIDS goes fucking right to the top. That doesn't happen vaginally with a woman.
But
Now,
how,
if you
how
have-
does that not happen vaginally? Because there's fluids transferred. There's fluids being exchanged no matter what.
Right? But the likelihood of blood being transferred is a lot less.
Uh-huh.
Why don't we jump back
But it's not
into
just
it?
blood. It's just
It's not just blood,
fluids
it's
in
any
general.
bodily fluid.
Yeah.
But blood has... I fucking saw this the other day and I read it and I was gonna bring it today and I forgot to say
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm one of your fucking Alex Jones fucking.
What are you trying to say, Blake?
I don't know. I was just trying to.
You were trying to do
I was trying to be
something
funny and.
The likelihood is a lot less.
Okay.
for what are we?
We're talking about AIDS.
We're talking about AIDS.
Talking about AIDS.
We're talking.
Well,
We
we're
moved
still
on to
talking-
AIDS.
We're still talking about
When I was-
homosexuality,
okay,
and
so-
I said that the likelihood of contacting AIDS during male-to-male sexual encounters anally is almost, towards the top of the fucking percentages.
I guess I can agree with that.
Because your
I
ass
can
isn't meant to
imagine
have shit
that's
shoved in.
probably-
Your penis is not meant to go in someone's asshole.
But the thing is AIDS is caused from the spreading of fluids and stuff like that.
Right. Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The whole blood thing, based on this study that I read, fucking ups that percentage even more. So.
I talked to my health teacher when I was in about 7th grade about like the spread of AIDS and stuff like that. And the thing is he told me we could have an entire bucket of blood in front of us, right? And everyone could slit open their arm and dip their entire arm in that bucket of AIDS blood, and only like 1 out of every like 10 or 15 of us would actually have AIDS.
I mean,
Something like that
technically
just
you
from-
have HIV first, but.
I mean, yeah, but still, you would have HIV, but you would test HIV positive like every 10 or 15 people who all dipped their arm in a bucket of AIDS blood.
Yeah, because your body's an organ. It absorbs liquid at like 700% faster than any other part of your body will.
We're talking about the arm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It's your skin. Your skin.
Oh, your skin, okay.
So, like, anytime you look at, like, chemical exposures, you know, shit that has adverse effects on your body, so you can drink, like, say you drink water with lead in it.
Right.
Okay, you're going to be exposed to that lead immediately because it's actually entering your digestive system.
Yeah.
So that's a fast track into your fucking bloodstream.
Mm.
If you hold your fucking arm in a fucking bucket of lead water,
Right.
and then fucking nick yourself, the amount of the contaminant that your body absorbs through that is like tenfold what you actually take in through your digestive system.
Makes sense.
That's why the AIDS thing with the blood,
So,
with
AIDS.
abrasion, you're actually breaking the skin. You know, because your penis doesn't inhale fluid.
No.
I mean, maybe your penis doesn't.
I mean, I'm about to be a bigot again because my penis doesn't inhale fluid.
Therefore, you were a bigot.
God damn it!
God, how dare you,
How
Tyler?
dare me?
I sincerely hope nobody like takes this that way because it's not. It's just we're actually discussing this shit. And it's
Yeah, again, I'm not.
It's not meant to be.
I'm not belittling anybody.
No,
I
not
fully
whatsoever.
support
Don't feel
homosexual
bad if
relationships.
you're
I have gay friends. Everyone has a right to be happy in life.
However
But
you do that is up to you.
Yeah, that's up to you. As long as it doesn't affect me, then I don't care.
Exactly.
You know,
And
everyone has...
your life shouldn't. Other people's love life shouldn't affect other people.
Absolutely.
So I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's the stance that I've always held. The moment that I found out that people are gay, I've always been that way. Like I had gay friends in high school. Skylar has a lot of gay friends. They're good people.
Yeah.
They've never done anything bad to me,
Exactly.
and they've never. Their love life and my love life have never been involved, ever. So we're still really good friends. The moment one of them were to overstep bounds and try and get me involved in that love life, I'm sorry. Like, hey, that's just not what I'm about. It doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make them a bad person either.
No.
We're all just fucking people. We all deserve to be happy. But I've got some strong opinions about stuff. There is only 2 genders to our species. And there is a genetic anomaly, i.e. the hermaphrodite, that has both.
I feel like the thing that upsets me most about like wanting to like have a transition or something like that, and like being transgender in general, is like if you identify as a woman but you are a male, like if you go to the hospital for something like that, and you say like I'm a female, they're gonna look for female organs and things like that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And you know you're causing a lot of stress on the doctor, and you're causing a lot of stress on yourself and things like that. And that's pretty much the only like real reason I have to disagree with this whole like, you know, oh, you want to be gender fluid or whatever like that, because if you identify as an attack helicopter, they're not going to look for specific things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Apache attack helicopter.
Apache
Well, there's more
attack
than one
helicopter.
attack helicopter.
But it's typically an
They could be-
Apache.
they could be a
People
Cobra.
tend to drift towards the Apache.
It depends on what branch of the military.
I don't know. Like a lot of people favor the Apache.
Because the Marines
You go from
specifically,
butt stuff to D&D.
the Marines
to Apache
specifically
attack
deploy the Cobra
helicopters.
attack helicopter.
Yeah, but people generally they identify as the Apache, not nope.
Unless they're educated.
Unless they're educated.
I don't think anybody really has
comes
a
down wrong.
like. If anybody has a preference, it's usually the Apache.
What if someone wants to be a Chinook?
Then they really want to take a lot in.
See? Thank you for picking up what I was putting down.
No.
Thank you, Red
Oh,
Alert,
no.
Command and Conquer Red Alert for allowing me the knowledge to know what a Chinook is.
Did you know that it's still an engineering marvel that the Chinooks can actually fly?
Really?
The way that their rotors are positioned and set up, and they rotate opposite directions, they should not be able to get off the ground. Physically.
Especially with the weight that they can
Yes.
carry.
Physically, The laws of physics dictate that the Chinook should not be able to get itself up off the ground and then maintain flight.
You know the same thing goes for bumblebees, though?
Yeah.
Bumblebees should not, by laws of physics, should not be able to fly at all.
Nope.
It is the weirdest thing in the entire
The Chinook is the
They're
engineering version of the
extra-dimensional
bumblebee.
beings, clearly.
What?
Bumblebees are extra.
Bumblebees are aliens. We've figured it out.
Well, the thing is, they're from a different universe. Back to multiverse theory.
Oh god.
Like, we've talked about this for like 5
Do you think
episodes.
anyone's
Dude, I
ever
would
used
totally
a
go
bumblebee
for
as
the
an anal
multiverse
bead?
theory.
What?
You think anyone's ever used a bumblebee as an anal bead?
Why did
And we're
gerbils
back to
gotta-
that!
Why did the gerbils gotta get the one
Yeah.
that gets the bad rep for that? What if there's hamsters? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what about the guinea pigs?
Exactly. If someone used a guinea pig, could you use a guinea pig?
That's a big fucking...
Tiny little
Good god.
claws and fingers, like, just scratching at your
It
Yeah,
really...
your
Mr.
anals.
Mr. Tiddlywinks.
Just scratching
Fucking-
at your insides. Just
Couldn't do it.
Mr. Slay.
God, I don't even.
Fucking
Fucking Bob Rohrman.
Gnawing at your fucking colon.
Fucking Bob
Trying to
Rohrman.
chew its way out.
Fucking Bob Rohrman.
Did you know back in medieval times? Actually, I found this out.
Well, I am so
little
interested
while
in
ago.
this based off of what we were just talking about.
Back in medieval times, like this has something a little to do with the chewing your way out and stuff.
Mhm.
What they would do is they would take rats and they would put them on people's stomachs.
Yeah, they would
Yeah,
starve.
that was
they
in
would
Game of Thrones.
They would starve.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
an episode of Game of Thrones where they tortured somebody.
They would
with it.
starve.
would
They would
absolutely
starve the
do
rat first.
Yeah,
They'd
exactly.
starve the rat first.
Throw a pot over it and then heat the pot up, and then they would be forced to chew their way out.
Most people see that for the first time in Fast and the Furious 2. Too Fast, Too
Yeah.
Furious.
Too fast, too furious.
Yeah, I remember that now. I saw it in Game of Thrones season 2.
I couldn't tell you.
So yeah, back to Game of Thrones. I am not caught up on Game of Thrones.
You really should.
I don't have time. I barely have time to do this, and now I'm a college student. So
Watch an episode a night.
what?
Watch an
Stay
episode
up
a
I don't
night.
fucking have time.
Stay up an extra hour.
If I
Sleeps for the
if I have a
week.
choice between TV and video games, I will always choose video games.
What video game are you currently playing?
I'm playing Divinity 2: Original Sin right now.
Really? I am currently going through Breath of the Wild for the very first time on my Switch, and it is amazing.
I'm still playing Monster Hunter.
Did that fucking giveaway end?
What giveaway?
The fucking with the golden eggs and shit.
Oh, I don't think so. I think you can still log in. Because it's like a commemorative thing, so I want to hurry. I don't know how long it lasts, but I'm pretty sure you can just log in and
Yeah, I'll do it sometime.
do it. Because, I mean, you get some good shit. And
4 golden eggs.
yeah. The prince is what you want, so you can trade for the gems.
But you also get 4 golden eggs.
Yeah, I forgot
This is a
about
lot of
that.
money.
It is. I don't need money.
Still, it's a lot of money.
Money is just whatever.
Money
for
is always
everything.
irrelevant in video
And
games.
I'm in game. Like, money just does not
We are
matter.
in game.
I'm farther than you
How?
because
Dang.
I've done quests that you haven't.
Like what?
Like the Lunastra quest. I beat it. I beat the Lunastra T-shirt
You beat
quest.
the Lunastra?
We did
I'm
it
just kidding.
together.
I've never heard
I just
anything
look
about
at you
Monster
like-
Hunter.
I literally looked at you like you have no fucking.
We did it together.
Literally
We
like
did it
I've
together,
never
you
played
fuck.
it.
No, we did the arena quest together. We didn't do the full Teostra Lunastra together.
Yeah, you don't know what I've fucking done in my free time.
I know you haven't.
You don't fucking know my business.
No, you
I know
haven't.
you haven't.
How do you
You
know?
just haven't.
Because I know you haven't played Monster Hunter.
Why?
Because you don't want to go back to it.
Why?
Because you're bored with it.
When did I say I didn't want to go back to it?
You've told me.
No.
You're like, I have other games.
I told you back in like fucking March that I needed a little bit of a break.
I mean, the idea that you're playing Divinity 2 right now is kind of assuring that...
Miranda says, baby steps, Tyler. Use a finger before you jump into hamsters.
Miranda, I'm sorry that you like to stick your hands in other people's ass, but that is a no-fly zone for me.
Turns out Dick is actually super into anal fisting.
Like I'm not gonna have anything put in my asshole unless it's 100% against my will.
So you'll only allow it if it's against your will.
You can't allow
So-
something if it's against your will.
Exactly. And that is the conundrum.
It's a paradox, guys.
I fucking hate you even more than I hated you when I got
It's
here.
not rape if you yell surprise.
Oh, that's so bad.
Like Edward Norton in fucking American History X. He got plowed in the ass.
He did. By Nazis.
Yeah.
He was a Nazi and he still got plowed in the ass by Nazis.
He got fucked in the ass.
Oh yeah, he did.
He
That
got
was a big guy.
He got the fucking.
He was a big guy.
He got the fucking bottom knocked.
He got
out
the
of him.
hammer.
Yeah, he
He
did.
got the hammer.
He got the hammer.
He
He
got the
got
fucking bottom knocked
shellacked.
out of him.
I really need. So, in the next month or so, I'm gonna try to complete Assassin's Creed Origins.
Finally.
I keep going back to Monster
Now
Hunter.
that fucking Odyssey's only
a month
a
out.
month out.
Yeah, I keep
God,
going
I'm
back
so
to
fucking
Monster
pumped
Hunter.
for
Now
that.
I'm like enjoying the shit
I
out of
watched
Monster Hunter
gameplay of that the other day where they fought Medusa.
now. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah.
See, I've never played any Monster Hunter, and the only Assassin's Creed game
Assassin's
I've ever
Creed
played.
game.
Assassin's Creed. You know, the one where they do butt stuff.
Oh.
We're bringing it back! But no, so the only Assassin's Creed game I've ever played was, 3 and the very first one.
I liked 3 a lot.
I
Actually,
hated 3.
what's hilarious is those are the two. I didn't play 2 Brotherhood or. I played 2 for like 2 hours,
Right.
and then life started happening, and I got interested in that.
Right.
Then I got Revelations. I never got Brotherhood, but I got Revelations, and I played for a little bit of that just to see what it was like. And I never went back to either of those games. Then 3 came out that year. I literally started playing the series because 3 was coming out that year. And I love the revolutionary time. I love the fact that I was going to be able to be in a treetop as an a Native American assassin, and
Right.
I could literally hang British people.
Exactly.
I was all about hanging like revolutionary time British people. Like,
You just said redcoats in it.
redcoats. Yeah, you're right.
It defines
Absolutely.
legitimately everything.
Lobster
that you're
backs.
just
I
trying to
get
say.
it. Yes. And you have the rope dart. You can literally wait for a redcoat to unknowingly walk underneath you while you're up in a tree, and you throw the rope dart down and you fucking hang him. I loved it. I love killing British people.
I honestly...
I got that game just so I could fucking kill redcoats, because I am still very bitter about the War of 1812. They burned down our White House, and I'm not cool with that.
We need to build a wall. We need to build.
Fun fact.
We need to build a wall in the Atlantic Ocean.
Fun fact. I was in the top 25 percentile of beaver slayers.
Beaver Slayer.
Oh yeah, I got that note. I just happened to kill like a whole little herd of beaver in my homestead.
I hate you
I love
so
the
much.
double entendres. So I kill all these beavers, and a little notification pops up. It's like, you were in the top 25 percentile of beaver killers, of beaver hunters in the world. And I'm like, oh man. And then so the next day I go to work, and I'm just like, the entire night at work, I'm like, man, I can't wait to go home and just I'm gonna uphold my title. I'm gonna become the #1 beaver hunter in the world.
I need to be the top.
So
percent.
I literally spent like the entire next night just doing nothing but killing beaver. I loved Assassin's Creed 3.
I did not like it at all.
The story
hated it.
sucked,
The
but
story absolutely sucked. That's what
but
killed
the
it.
goddamn gameplay was awesome.
I play games for their story.
I
do
kinda
too.
the same way.
I
It
do
was
too,
really
typically. And you know, I
4 was-
like the story.
4
but
was fantastic. Unity was actually had a really good story, but nobody played it because it was so buggy. Syndicate story was meh, and then fucking Origins, man.
Origins has been great.
They took
There's just so many goddamn Assassin's Creed
They
games,
fucking
though.
no. Origins is different because they
Yes.
took Assassin's Creed and they turned it into an RPG.
Oh really?
and they made
Yeah.
it. They made it not so Assassin's Creed
Right.
because it's before. It's
not-
literally the founding of
It's
it.
not linear anymore.
No.
It was pretty linear in the past and stuff.
And it's
I had
not
a
now.
really tough time playing
And
the
Bayek
first
is a
game.
fucking fantastic main character.
Yes. And I'm only like halfway through the game.
I kept his fucking dreads and his beard the whole game
Me too. I love it.
because he looked dumb any other way.
I guess I'm gonna have to get on this.
Speaking of beard, September the 8th, my hair and my beard are both going.
really
Specifically
like, all of
that
it?
day.
Why that day though?
Because that's the first day I could get in to get my hair cut.
that's like so like anticlimactic.
Right? Like could have
It's
been
like,
like I'm fighting a
this
dragon
day.
that day.
I cannot wait. It's this day.
No,
and then
like-
it's like, why can't? That's just the day I can get a haircut.
Like I'm getting a haircut and a straight shave. All of it's going.
Yeah.
Really?
Are you gonna do like any sort of facial hairstyle at all?
All of it's going.
And how long are you gonna go for that?
Probably a week.
You gonna go back to full beard, or you gonna go try and sport the goatee?
I don't know. I'll probably start with just the goat again, and then I'll regrow the mustache, and then I'll probably eventually go back to full beard.
You should just go full handlebar mustache.
Yeah, I mean,
the last time I went without a mustache, like I just went straight just the chin. It looked like the rebel insignia.
I can see
I
that.
was very
right now.
proud of that. I was very proud of
I can
that.
still see that happening.
Because it was the first time I actually kept this part of my mustache, or this part of my beard, and just got rid of the mustache, and I was like, fuck yeah, it's straight rebel insignia, but I look so douchey at the same time.
Yeah, you do.
Here's a question, and this is for all of us and for the audience. You know, for those guys who shave at home. Have you ever shaved and then like just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just have a Hitler mustache for all of 5 seconds.
I did that. I'll find that too.
Did you do that for a second?
I did it. It was back in 2012.
I always do it, and then like I'll
lot
do
to
it
go
in the
through.
mirror, and then after that, I'm just like, all right, you know, shave it off. Like,
So
keep it for all of 2 minutes.
I have not been clean shaven since 2010.
I have a lot of fucking pictures to go through. Hey, there's me and Jessica Negri.
Ooh. Jessica Negri, like famous cosplayer. Because I need to see that. Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And this chick dressed as Deadpool. Lady Deadpool.
I had a lot of pictures from Comic-Con back in, what was it, 2013, I think? Whatever the first year it came to Indy.
There's me as Harley Quinn.
Started doing it. I remember seeing you as Harley Quinn. That was pretty sexy, to be honest with you.
Thank you. Booty
Touching
shorts.
myself.
Correct.
Oh my! I'm only at 2016 right now.
Oh my goodness.
Can't you separate it by year?
No. I have to get back. Okay, there's 2014. No, that's 2015. Go on talk and stuff.
Yeah, so I haven't been clean shaven since 2010.
I haven't been clean shaven since like 3 days ago.
I see that.
I tried to grow out the goatee. And
Do you have a
eventually I
fucking
just shaved
full
it
beard
off.
in that picture?
Where?
Right there with the beer can.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Why don't you rock that?
I'm currently growing to that.
You
right
look like
now.
an entirely different human being.
You really do.
I'm currently growing to that. I'm getting there. So many pictures.
You take a lot of pictures on your Facebook. I don't usually take that many photos.
I'm pretty
I used to
anti-photo.
take a lot. I don't take as many anymore. I let other people take the pictures and tag me.
Right. That's usually what I do is like if I'm hanging out with like a group of friends or something like that, I'll usually just take a selfie and then like post it and be like, all right, here's everyone. But that's very rare occasions.
Check this out. Me. This is my first band. There's Cody.
Oh, man.
This is me.
Just staring off to the side.
This is Look at this. This is how. Let me move this over to the other side so the fucking stream can see it. This is me, right here.
That right there.
This
You got a lot more
thin-
swole.
this thin little stick of a human being. Yep.
I remember when I was like that at birth.
Yup.
And then I got testosterone.
See, I don't know what happened. I probably started getting women when I was like 17 or something like that. I started getting a gut, and then after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm just fat. Like, I'm just gonna deal with that.
You're not fat, man.
I know I'm not fat, but like, I'm also kind of fat. Like, I'm not overweight or like morbidly obese or anything like that, but like, even still, it's just like I do love me a good cheeseburger.
Yeah, Blaine and I are both
every
fat.
day.
I'm fat at heart.
No,
See,
you're
fat at
legitimately
heart, but
fat,
like,
Blaine.
oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
I am
You are.
not.
Yes.
He's self-conscious about his weight. You're
I
gonna
don't
hurt
give
I'm
a
not
shit.
self-conscious at all about anything. But I know I'm not
I don't
fat.
give a fuck.
I have fat.
Are you ever gonna find this picture?
I am in 2014 right now.
I see you with a mustache, and that's just crazy.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, show the camera that. Look at Dick with the dick stash. Literally, and then Bob Burger's just right next to
What
it.
a pedophile.
You got the molest stash going on.
The molestache, yes, I've heard it called that before.
Yeah, how's that make you feel, Blaine?
Molestache?
No, that I'm shaving all my hair off.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
You've
it.
never seen me without facial hair.
of course, Miranda has already found it.
Of
She has
course.
already found the Hitler stash, but I'm not just looking for the Hitler stash.
We're looking for other surprises.
What else was I looking for?
I don't know.
I thought it was strictly.
I quit
Hitler's
caring
stash.
about this, like, once you scrolled through the second page.
Yeah, once you started going through it, it started loading for pictures.
I
That's
know.
when we were just like, okay.
It's taking so long.
I think you should just give up at this point.
Sorry, Miranda, I do like to take pictures with you. I've never not taken a picture with you.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I've
Miranda,
not
I see
taken
a lot of pictures.
with my wife.
Anytime that I see
I
a
love
picture
taking
of Dick, it's with Miranda.
I
Yeah.
hate taking pictures. It's a waste of time.
I've just kind of I've grown out of it. Like I don't need to take a picture of everything now. I used to love taking pictures. I used to want to be a photographer, but
One time I was like, I think like 13 years old. I was on MySpace. This is how old I was.
God, I
Like,
miss my MySpace.
dude, I miss MySpace too. But I posted a picture of me like shirtless, and I was just starting to like work out and stuff like that. There's
Look at
what
that
is
beard.
that?
look at that.
What is that? You a billy goat?
I don't know.
That's my beard. That's what I have right now.
But his is so pointed.
Yeah, it's short on the sides and long at the bottom.
But even still, like his was like really like I mean you could see like a definite angle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That was one of those times that I had no idea what I was doing with my beard. I trimmed it and shaved it and stuff and got it to that point.
There was a point where I like took a picture of myself shirtless. It was the very first like time that I was like body confident, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like there was a girl who commented and she's just like, my mama said that if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, but my mama ain't here and you got nothing. And I never took a picture of myself shirtless ever since. And I was like, okay.
I learned my lesson.
I learned my lesson. The first comment was just shitting on me, and I was like, all right, well, we're done with this. It was a nice, like, 2 seconds.
Oh my god, I'm still only in 2013 right now.
Just give up.
Well, here's the Hitler stash.
I was going to say, well, what else were we looking for, Dick?
I remember there was something else, and I know as soon as I see it, I'm gonna know.
Yeah, but like no one wants to say.
There's the Hitler stash.
You legitimately look like Adolf Hitler.
You look like, exactly,
I
you look
know.
like a Hitler used.
That's bad. That's
I mean,
terrible.
you'd always try and spin
It's
it
the
off
eyes.
as a tattooed Charlie.
Yeah, I know. Like I have
it's-
very great expression.
It's nothing other than the eyes.
I have
You
have
look so
awesome
angry with
expression.
Jews. I don't know why.
Do you know he's a fucking Polak?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Jew.
Oh, man.
So he's hating himself. Like the
I mean,
Black
Hitler,
Klansman.
I know.
Hitler was Jewish.
I know all about hating
No,
myself.
I'm talking about you, you fuck.
I know, but you bring up a great point. Like I hate myself. Hitler hated himself.
Hitler did hate himself, probably. How could you love yourself if you're killing almost 6 million people, is all I'm saying.
Population control.
You sound like Brett. One time Brett was just like, if I could nuke Brett Maxwell said, if I could just nuke everyone, I would. Just straight up. He's like, humans are just parasites, blah, blah, blah. If I could just nuke everyone, and I had the option to just press the button and send the nukes off, I would.
Yeah,
I
about
was just
300
oh.
about 300 years the radiation would go away. So
I feel like we would as humans, we would evolve into something even greater than ourselves.
I
Like,
don't
we would
think
be
so.
something radiation resistant.
I think it would be pretty bad.
I'm not saying it would be great. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
no.
we would
I
evolve
think
into something
I think
greater.
what it would do to us would be pretty bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We
But
would go
be
extinct.
involved. I don't feel like we go extinct. Like, I don't know. I feel like us as humans, like, we're resourceful. There's people out there who have like fallout shelters and stuff like that, and they would like,
Mhm.
obviously we would have a lot of inbreeding and stuff like that. But eventually we'd become radiation resistant, like just
Line bred critters.
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, we're
Like,
still
for the
going.
love of God, just give it up, Blaine.
No, I need to know
He's
what
determined.
else I was looking for.
I'm gonna leave.
I know as soon as I see what I remember I was looking for. Oh yeah, this is when I was doing like my I literally shaved my face and I started taking a picture of my face every single day.
Why would you ever do that?
So like try.
I wanted to do a time lapse.
Yeah,
just
like where
grow
it's
a
just
beard.
like, oh, me from this point to this point and stuff like that. I thought about doing that, but I was just like, I can't commit. I couldn't commit to something like that.
Like, every time I come over here, I find more and more reasons why I don't like you.
You guys have been hosts together for what? Is this episode 52?
Yes.
No.
52 episodes and...
Oh, no. Like 40-some episodes. Because I came in at episode 12.
Oh, yeah. So it'd be... Yeah, that would literally be exactly 40 episodes in now. What were you doing before Tyler came here? Because I didn't...
Oh, I would
heard
just
about
randomly try to find guests. Like, it wasn't live stream, so I could do it whenever. And I had no set schedule. I could just as long as I had an episode for the week.
Scroll and talk.
Good. Yeah.
Scroll and talk.
Oh, hey,
So
here's the
ridiculous.
literally. This is me drunk. If it'll ever pop up. On OG Doom Room.
Oh, man. That looks like a room.
Nice fucking jean jacket, bro.
Thanks. It's in the other room.
You have to wear it like every podcast now. You have to.
Maybe
wear it.
I will.
You so should.
The acid wash vest. I'm bringing it back.
God, it would be so hot in here.
Yeah. No, that was... So, everybody else was playing beer pong while I was on the other side of the basement with a guitar on my chest, just laying on the ground taking selfies. I was very drunk on SoCo and Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, so good. Smirnoff Ice? Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's what I started on, and it was bad.
I feel like I can't really, like, give you any judgment or anything like that because I brought one Kalamazoo Stout and then 2 Mike's Hards.
We're getting close, guys. This is December 2012.
Oh, man.
It's in 2012.
I saw an obsessive girlfriend meme, and I immediately know that we're in it deep.
And obsessed. Oh yeah, Elena. From yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's Nick Cage. I broke you out of prison. I'm the only cage you need.
Oh,
Good
God.
shit.
Memes were so innocent back then.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, here's overly manly man. Gloves. You mean bitch mittens? Band-Aid. You mean bitch sticker?
Oh,
Those
God,
used to
this
be
is
like
so
my
great.
favorite. Was overly manly man.
I just remember when I saw you at the North End pub one time and you were trying to grow out the almost biker stash, and I was just like, oh, you're trying to grow out the biker stash, and you're like, it's not there yet. It's getting there, but it's not there yet.
My God. Oh, okay. Now I remember what I was looking for. I had this picture of. Okay, yeah, I'm getting there. The rebel.
We're getting there.
The rebel goat.
I want to die inside.
What is while he's doing this, what is your biggest gripe about being a DM? Like, what is the biggest, like, thing that you can say, like, honestly, this is probably the most annoying thing out of all of it?
With most of the pre-written modules, it's, you know, your player characters are traveling from place to place, and you're
Right.
supposed to roll on random tables, and this is the encounters that they have,
Right.
like, on the way. So it's like, oh, I'm traveling from Neverwinter to Waterdeep, and I'm going to encounter all this shit on the way, and it's like, why are we going to waste our time with this?
I totally understand.
We're traveling, yeah, but so what we in that group have agreed is I'm just going to tell them what they encounter and then they survive, or if it's something powerful enough that they need to fight it, then we'll go into combat.
Right. So
Because it's just
like, oh, you come across 3 goblins and you're
some
party
goblins
of 5.
attacked your wagon. You fucking killed them because you're legitimate fighters. Like, I don't need to spend 30 minutes through this combat.
I can totally understand that. I think my biggest gripe is like when they're getting very deep into the discussion of what they're going to do next, and then it's like you're just basically sitting there waiting for them to decide. There was one time that I had I was pretty proud of myself. I brought an actual prop to a D&D session, and it was a scroll that had some information on it and stuff like that. And the information was totally open to free interpretation of however you perceive that and whatnot. And I just remember they spent about an hour trying to discuss, do we go back here or do we go there? And, I was just literally sitting there on my phone the entire time until, they eventually told me, hey, we've made a decision at this point. This is what we're going to do. And I think that's just my biggest gripe is, it's not really much of a gripe more than it is just a minor inconvenience. It's unless if they're like directly interacting with the DM, there's not much you can do like when they're discussing amongst the party members themselves.
Well, here's a good one too. Like, you guys enter the room. Okay, what do I see? Okay, well, roll a perception check.
Exactly.
I rolled a 20. Okay, well, this is what's in the room. But I rolled a 20. This is what you see when you walk into the room. But I rolled a 20. A fucking nat 20 doesn't give you X-ray fucking vision.
Exactly.
It's what you're perceiving when you fucking walk into the room. If you would like to investigate specific things, tell me. I have described the room for you.
Exactly. And
Yeah, but I rolled
we're
a
like,
20, man.
if it's like, you know, I'm not gonna outright tell you like, oh yeah, there's a trap door in the center of the room.
Yeah.
Like I may
Like,
say
even
like,
if you roll a nat 20,
I may seem
I
like
don't give a shit.
there may seem like something like suspicious or something like that, but like I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, there's, you know, you see a trap door, it's gonna like, drop off into a 10-foot drop into a spike pit.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna tell you that.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, careful. There's a punchy pit there. You know, a
Exactly.
punchy stick might end up in your anus.
Back to butt stuff. Whoa, we're doing it again.
What did my dad say? For the love of God.
I was waiting.
God.
I was waiting to get to
Let's
that.
see the comments.
Tyler's dad, Mr. Frank McLaughlin, says, Tyler asked me if wearing deodorant would make hair grow in his pits when he was a youngling.
Do we really want to talk about things that, like, we've discussed with our parents when I was young? Because, like, when I was young, I've asked some pretty fucked up questions.
Like, I had totally repressed that memory
I understand.
until my dad just now brought that back up.
I didn't.
But I remember.
Thanks, Dad.
I remember that conversation. Like, hey, will deodorant make hair grow here? And I remember my dad, just the shame and sadness
Just
and
the
disappointment
absolute
that he looked at me
disappointment.
with, because it's like,
He just looked at you and
I was an extremely smart child. Like, I
Sounds like
I
it.
was prodigy level child. And then
Sounds like
and then
it.
I fucking and then I pull that shit out of my ass. Like, hey, will this make hair grow under my arms?
It's amazing.
God, I should have killed you at birth.
So back to school. It's amazing how we were and I don't mean this in any condescending or like sarcastic way. Like, it's amazing how at some point a lot of us were like prodigy level as kids, and then at some point we just became complete fuck offs.
Yeah, we did.
Like, 'cause I was that
Absolutely.
way in elementary school. I got straight A's. Like, I was super smart. I got everything. I was talking about shit that I shouldn't have been talking about in terms of like, how the fuck does he know this shit?
Right.
And then 6th grade hit, and like, I didn't give a fuck about school. I gave a shit about my friends and hanging out and being fun.
Oh, I just cared about video games and sports
Yeah, I was
Video
gonna
games
say,
was there too.
and fucking
Video
bitches
games.
and fucking
pretty much
bitches.
that's it. At 6th grade, you were just fucking bitches at 6th
I
grade.
was trying.
I mean, okay, yeah, but like I remember when I would have conversations in 6th grade of like, yeah, I totally have sex with her, and I wouldn't know where to put my penis. Like,
I mean,
at
I was
all, like, in real
finger
life.
banging chicks and getting handies in 6th grade, so
I was not doing that in 6th grade.
yeah,
I think
I was doing that in
fucking-
6th grade.
I think I was doing what I was.
It took
when
me
I
a
was,
long.
I was doing that at 19.
It took me a long 3 years before I lost my virginity, but I did it. 3 years later.
There was a point where I thought that I was probably never gonna lose my virginity.
Yeah, we've
to
all
be
been,
honest with
we've
you,
all been at that point.
it was just like I remember I lived with, what was it, 5 other dudes and 3 chicks, which were all my brothers and sisters and stepbrothers and stuff. And I remember I was just like so attacked like all the time that there was a point where I was just like, man, I'm so unattractive. Like, girls probably ask me out just as jokes. Like, that's how bad it was. And then I was
Did you
like,
bang one of your stepsisters?
absolutely not.
Oh, I thought you were gonna stop.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
Oh, I would. Not
bang
one
one
of
of
your
his
stepsisters,
You would
but
bang one of my
If I had-
stepsisters?
if I had a-
Probably.
if
Now,
I
are you
had,
saying that from a standpoint of
if
they're
I
my
had a hot
stepsister, or are you
stepsister
saying
that was interested, no problem.
Are you saying that from they're your stepsister, or are you saying that from they're not attractive?
It's like, I mean, okay, like
They're your
there
stepsister.
are people out there who are attractive and stuff like that, but there becomes a point where like when you've grown up around someone, like In
Yeah,
my
I
opinion,
get
like
you there,
if
yeah.
I've grown up with someone, like they're not gonna be like I'm not gonna be attracted to them in that way because I've grown up around them. I know what they were like when they were 6.
I nailed childhood friends, so I totally disagree with you.
I can imagine high school buddies, but like
No,
never
I mean childhood
friends. I couldn't
friends,
be like, hey, we were 6 once.
Like kindergarten all the way through high school. Flat out fucking knock the bottom out of that shit. No regrets, my bro.
Woo!
No regrets. But yeah, I mean seriously,
Oh
that's
my
a good
goodness.
question. Like, would I fucking play tiddlywinks with my fucking stepsister? Without a doubt. No questions asked.
Yeah, there's no blood.
No.
No blood relation.
No
so-
fucking contact.
But if
A
you-
lot of
do you
people find
actually
out
have a
weird, though.
It's not
stepsister,
weird.
though?
Do I have a stepsister?
Yeah.
A lot
then there
of
you
people.
go.
A lot of people would give you shit like, "Oh, it's so gross." It's like, what's gross about that?
Yeah,
They're
I'm
not your blood
I'm
relative.
fucking a stranger. Like,
I think it depends on like the age group in which you meet them and stuff. Because if it was like if I was 17 and my dad got married to some chick and there was another 17-year-old who happened to be a female, like I can understand that. But
what if
like
it was a 25-year-old?
I mean, well, okay, I'm 17, of course, but like what I'm saying is like, if it's like someone like I met my stepsister when I was about 6 or 7, so it's like when I grew up with that, like it's just like at that point it's just like you might as well be my sister. I'm comfortable enough with you to like have you as my sister and stuff like that.
But
I
if
don't
I
see
tripped
you
and
that way.
fell and my dick accidentally penetrated you, like, we don't have any problems.
Surprise butt
Like,
sex can happen at any moment.
I like how you went straight to butt sex.
we
Like,
just did
you
butt
could-
stuff.
you
We're
could
doing
trip-
it again.
You can trip and fall into vaginal intercourse. I mean, shit, I watch that shit on Pornhub all the time.
There used to be this. So there was like this stream of pictures that was posted years ago, and it was like just
You say
like
that like we're older than dirt.
no, because it was years ago that I saw this.
It's
It was
so
like
long
this
ago.
random like just album of pictures, and it was like all these situations that like surprise sex could happen, and one of them was like somebody was loading groceries into their car, and then it cuts away to the top of a hill, and somebody's rollerblading down. And then it like
I remember seeing
like
this.
halfway through the person trips, they're like going out of control or so it is illustrated, and then out of nowhere it gets to the bottom of the hill. The person who's loading the car their pants are down, and he's like in them. It's just like, oops. Yeah, exactly, precisely. It's like all these situations that like. Literally, it could not happen, and it's just somehow miraculously, pants are down and dick's in.
This reminds me of a really good joke. Okay, so you may have heard this one before, but I doubt that it's ever been on Podcastrophe, but it's such a good joke. So
Wow, us.
it's okay. So Superman is flying around in the sky, right? He's
Okay.
just surveying, the city and stuff like that, and he looks down with the supervision, and he sees Wonder Woman on the beach. She's just naked, just sprawled out naked. And she's
Starfish style.
She's just rubbing herself. She's like has her hands all over her body and stuff. And she's just like, into it and stuff. And so Superman's like, you know what? I'm gonna just fly down there real quick, get my plow in, and I'm gonna fly the fuck away before she even knows what happens. So then he races down there, just and just flies off. And so
Does he do the Iron Man ground pound?
pretty much. And so Wonder Woman just she sits up a little bit and she's just like, what the fuck just happened? And fucking Invisible Man's like, I don't know, my asshole really hurts.
Oh.
Do you guys remember that show Jag?
Jag?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you remember Jag?
Yeah,
It's
I
the
remember Jag.
show that NCIS spawned off of.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard
Military
of this.
lawyers.
Yeah,
Jag.
Jag.
Jag is.
Judge Advocate General,
Thank you.
Navy.
Wow, I've never
Navy
heard of this
shit
show.
right there.
Good job, Blaine. You did a thing.
Thank you. I watched that as a child.
I love Jag, man.
Jag was great.
Have you guys watched Dragon Ball Z Super?
No.
Yes.
I'm not.
Who do you like? Have you seen anything for the new Broly movie? Anyone?
God, I can't wait for that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Do you have any opinion? What is your opinion on him fighting about Goku and Vegeta? Like, have you seen anything like talking about like the logistics of the movie and stuff?
Not really. I'm trying to go into it completely fresh.
It's basically like they're
finally canonizing Broly.
yeah, he's going to be canon now and stuff like that. But like, I think it's just like the thing is like in order for Goku to beat Jiren, he had to go into, you know, Ultra Instinct, and even still, he couldn't do it. Like, he's still lost and stuff like that. But now he's going to fight Brawly, who is an essentially a weaker power level, and he's going to fight him in only Super Saiyan God. Not even Super Saiyan Blue, but Super Saiyan God. Like, what? He's not even gonna. He's not going to try and go maxed out mode and stuff. And he might, like in the movie and stuff. But from what I've seen, he's going to do most of his fights in Super Saiyan God. And also Vegeta, they're canonizing him going into Super Saiyan God mode too. Like in the anime and stuff, you know, I guess it's technically like a different like.
Yeah.
It's different and stuff, but like Vegeta has never gone to Super Saiyan God. He's only gone from SS2 to Super Saiyan Blue. And stuff.
And then beyond Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, exactly. And then going into like this like perfected Super Saiyan Blue and shit in the anime and stuff. But now he's going to Super Saiyan God, and he's never actually reached that level before, which is like, I don't know. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's cool.
I think it's decent and stuff, but I feel like they do too much with Vegeta and stuff like that.
They don't do enough with Vegeta.
You think so?
Goku is the weakest character in the franchise.
Really?
Yeah, Vegeta is the hero of that story.
I can't see it, I guess. Like,
He's the Prince of all Saiyans, man.
He is the Prince of all Saiyans, so there's something wrong with that, but like...
Vegeta should be the one on top. Vegeta should be the most powerful.
He should be, but Goku's more powerful.
No.
I mean, maybe Goku just adapts faster and stuff like that, but like...
Actually, canon, as of Super, Goku is not more powerful than Vegeta. Because Goku can't attain Ultra Instinct anymore.
This is true, but I mean, neither can Vegeta achieve Super Saiyan, like perfect Super Saiyan.
Yes, he can.
Can he really?
That's canon. Vegeta is yet again more powerful than Goku.
I mean, even still, like, when you get into the battle with Saiyans and stuff like that, the way that I see it is like, you know, from canon, Super Saiyans get stronger with every fight that they have and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter like who's really stronger out of Goku or Vegeta. They're going to keep fighting each other, and they're going to keep getting stronger, both of them, no matter what. So It doesn't matter how many times Vegeta gets beaten by Goku, or Goku gets beaten by Vegeta, and shit like that.
Goku's just never interested in me as a character. I don't like Superman type characters, and that's what Goku is.
I love Vegeta.
He really is. Like, and then
Vegeta is just rage and fury and realism.
And he has the conflict. He has the struggle of trying to be the best and stuff like that, but somehow always being outdone by a guy who just really doesn't give a fuck other than just fighting other people.
Yep.
He doesn't care about anything else but fighting.
And eating.
He eats a lot and stuff, but he fights more.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do. He's like, I'm just trying to find stronger people so that way I can just beat them too.
And then eat.
And then eat, exactly.
And then plow Chi-Chi.
For like the 7th time. They're gonna have another fucking kid, probably.
Are you trying to say he's only plowed her 6 times?
Well, yeah, he's never home.
Here's a question for you. Since we're talking about plowing and stuff like that, do you think that Tarzan was a virgin? Was Tarzan a virgin before he met Jane, or was he beating Gorilla Cheeks? That's all that I'm saying.
Or are you saying that he was getting pounded in the ass?
I don't think he was going into butt stuff.
Little fucking silverback DP.
I mean, like, he was just in the middle of a really
time.
shitty
We call that
sandwich.
Harambe style.
Dicks out for Harambe.
I'm going to their shrine on Sunday.
On Sunday? Damn.
On Sunday I am.
Nice.
Also, speaking of, since you just mentioned your tattoo, I'm thinking about actually getting a new tattoo.
A Harambe tattoo?
It's not going to be a Harambe tattoo, but it's going to be a tattoo of some significance. And stuff like that. I have a cousin. Her name is Brittany Mawson. She's a really cool person. Absolute, just beautiful soul. Nicest person you'll ever meet. Stuff like that. She has this, for some reason, she has this lung disease that the doctors can't quite pin what it is. They don't know what it is.
That's sad.
But her lungs are just deteriorating and stuff like that. And I feel like, since I'm on Podcastrophe, I feel like it would be a very good plug. There's a Facebook page that you all can follow. It's called Breaths for Brittany. And it's basically just like her journey into getting either a lung transplant or figure out what's wrong with her in the first place and stuff like that. They were doing a poker run. They did a bike run at one point. A lot of our family members have gotten, tattoos and stuff, they say, every breath is a second chance and stuff like that. And, I feel like that's what I'm going to get right here on my forearm and stuff, because that's where a lot of people have gotten it and stuff. And it's just to basically, show our support for her and stuff like that. And, she does, I mean, there's bracelet sales, there's T-shirt sales and stuff like that, and it all goes, you know, as a proceed towards her lung transplant and things like that, you know, and her medical bills just in general and stuff, because, I mean, like, once you have, like, a disease that, you know, could be life-threatening and stuff like that, like, you know, the hospital bills are gonna rack up. No matter how much money you make, you're still gonna be owing somebody. And so it's just, like, a nice, like, collective way to try and help her out with all this stuff, you know, for a disease that nobody really, like, has any record of. Nobody knows why her lungs are deteriorating because there's no real reason behind it. They just have a bunch of good ideas. And so right now she's currently at, I think, 18% lung capacity. She's on full-time oxygen.
Miranda knows Brittany, apparently.
Oh, does she really?
I guess. She says, I know Brittany.
Absolutely. You should totally follow Breath for Brittany if you haven't already. Because, I mean, it's just a good way, like, even if you're not sending money or whatever, just even the share helps.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and things like
Definitely.
that.
We'll share it on the show.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that and stuff, because I figured it was a good idea to,
definitely.
you know, try and plug it in and stuff like that, because she could really use all the help and stuff. And, like, if you do know Brittany, like, personally and stuff, you know that she is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
She already
like,
follows it.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
But yeah, she's definitely like one of the nicest people you'll ever come across and stuff like that. And like, you know, she's a huge Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely love that. And then another thing, which I guess is straying a little bit off topic, but she's also a Patriots fan.
Hey,
so,
me too. Cool.
Hey! High five to that.
On that note, there is and not Patriots, but there's a page called Captain Andrew Luck. It's literally, it's taking Andrew Luck's perspective of the upcoming games and what just happened in the games, but from a Civil War soldier writing home to his mom.
Oh my god, I've seen that.
You've seen it, right?
I need to check this out.
It's hilarious.
What's the page called again?
Captain Andrew Luck. Let me see if I can find it.
I was gonna say we should look up at least one post and read it, so everyone can get a little taste of what's going on. This has been a really good day, though, coming to Podcastrophe.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we're definitely coming. They already photoshopped him over a fucking... Oh yeah, Captain Andrew Luck. This is profile picture.
Fucking Cro-Magnon, man.
The most recent. Dearest Mother, the unit moves out this morning to Cincinnati to battle a unit of tigers for one final exercise. Do not fret. I shall not see action, likely nor should their leader, Captain Dalton. A commander so intense it has been said his head is ablaze. I miss you, Andrew. Dearest Mother, I am full of jubilance. My sidearm is true once more. The hogs would weep tears of joy had they witnessed today's events. The prospectors fell, but it was a simple exercise, no true harm. I'm ready for our upcoming campaign. My resolve solid. I love you, Andrew.
I'm gonna have to follow this page now.
It's great. It just recently...
Yeah, they post some good shit on there.
It just recently, like, I just recently started seeing friends post it. I'm like, this is gold. Because Andrew Luck looks like he's either from the Civil War era or a caveman.
Or both.
Or a Neanderthal.
He's a Civil War Neanderthal.
Yeah, he's a man out of time.
He's Encino, man.
Alright, we're getting a little late here, so let's go ahead and call it close. So if you haven't heard already, Podcastrophe is moving to its own podcast feed on Podbean and all the other podcasting platforms such as iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, Spotify. Maybe not all of those, but we're going to be on some of those at least. As many as we can. But we are still on the Journey into Comics Network. So here in a couple weeks, probably around episode 55, we will officially be on our own feed, meaning we are going to be able to produce extra content whenever we want. We'll still have the show the live show will be every Tuesday. We're still figuring shit out in terms of schedule, but we are still part of the Journey into Comics Network. We're just on our own feed. So please still keep listening to the Journey into Comics Network. Go ahead and subscribe to Podcastrophe on Podbean.
Absolutely, and don't forget to go ahead and check out Breath for Brittany if you would. It's honestly going for a good cause and stuff like that. And basically, like you know, you're helping out someone really nice, and even if you don't know them personally and stuff, I encourage you to at least follow the page, figure out her story and stuff like that, because she does post, like, pretty often and things like that. And if you would check that out, you know, I would really appreciate it. I'm sure she would too.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Journey into Comics Network. You get all the shows like Poor Entertainment, Poor News, Adulting Ain't Easy, Journey into Comics, Journey into Wrestling, Voice of Survival, Kids for Sale, Gallif Radio, Brews with Dudes!
You know one thing I'm disappointed with?
What?
Neither one of you have commented on the fact that my hair is parted right down the middle. Just naturally.
I was just saying it from a side perspective, but yeah. It does look like, you know, it looks good. It looks good. I don't know what you want from me, but it looks
I don't know what you want from me. Alright, on that note, I think we're done here.
I don't have anything else to say today.
AJ, thank you so much for rejoining us after so long.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Hopefully our
Oh, we
schedule's
haven't
clear
had
out.
you yet.
Back to butt stuff. Last thing. Woo!
But if that is all, that is all. Thank you, Tyler, for always being an awesome co-host.
Bye.
AJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again,
Thanks
thank
for having
you.
Bye.
me. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Please check us out every
Bye.
Tuesday live on Facebook and possibly other platforms
Couch
soon.
people.
Couch people. We are couch people. We talk like couch. We look like people.
Couch people. Couch people.
Oh, man.
Talk like
See
couch.
you later.
Look like people.
Please make every day a big dick day. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Please make it every day.
Hi, Miranda.
Who fucking enters our sanctum?
What up?
We're still live. Alright, thank you, live stream, for watching. We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Once again, please make every day a big dick day. I guess.
We better get going, AJ. Blaine's gonna